Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How are you doing today? All right, Mara, number one. Hello, PG. Much love to you, girl. Deputy Sheriff running in number two. Hello, PG in chat. How you guys doing tonight? A lot going on today, right? A lot going on today. I guess Lalani's missing. Baby Quentin's mother. She's not definitely not. Oh, Pam, number three, Pam O'Connor. She says, "Hello, PG. Hello to you, girl." Yeah. So it sounds like Leilani might be thinking about, run Forrest run, right? And I don't know. And I don't know if what went on, how violated her probation or not. Could she have been extradited back to where she committed a criminal offense? I don't know. Could she just be hiding? Absolutely. I mean, we remember Ken, right? He's gone. He's out over in Mexico and all this, and he was in the basement the whole time. So, yeah, we don't know. I mean, the last time I seen Leilani, she was running for that house, right? Car pulled in behind her. She took off into that home. And she came out with a friend, but they knew she came back because she was seen behind the fence over there, right on the back patio. So, if I had to say where Leilani is, I say she is definitely somewhere within that house. And trust me, law enforcement definitely knows where Leilani is. Absolutely. They don't bring 40 FBI agents into a case like this not to know where she's at, right? Just insane to even think such a thing. But will she might try to take off? Maybe, maybe. I mean, if you're looking at possibly doing, I mean, this is a 20-year-old girl that ain't looking. She got out of prison. She'd be 50. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It depends on all, what evidence they have and if she feels she can beat it or not, right? I mean, she feels that she feels she's going to get prosecuted and crucified upon trial, and probably ain't going to stick around for all that, right? I don't know what she said, what she's done to incriminate herself. Only she knows all of this, and her mother kind of like didn't help her much, right? And her ex old man coming out talking didn't help her as well, right? To the son. And I don't know, just ain't looking good for that girl at all, right? Not looking good for it all, you know. Uh, anyway, I'd say, you know, I'd say if she ain't, I guess she can't buy a ticket, right? She ain't able to buy a ticket out of the country, that's for sure. So, well, we'll see. We'll see how she's going to try to get out. Right? How are you going to get out of all of this, Leilani? I think I figured it out. I think PG figured it all out. Little Quentin's mom. There's little baby Quentin. But I think I figured out how she's leaving. Wait for it. There you go. There she is. Busted. PG busted her. There you go. That's how she trying to get out, right? We got you, Leilani. You busted. That's hilarious, right? That's funny as hell. Yeah, you guys know that's y'all know that's funny. you you hanging on, boy. No ticket for her, right? Oh shoot. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, I mean, all it is right now, a lot going on in this case, but everybody's waiting. You know, I did hear that, I think if they indeed found Clinton's body in the landfill, I mean, law enforcement can pretty much do what they want to do. That's true. They pretty much can do whatever they want to do, right? But if they indeed found him, I think they have to notify the family. So, because a lot of people, yeah, I know that some people has got this conspiracy thing going on that they've already found Quentin and doing an autopsy and withholding it from the No, I don't think you're allowed to do that. Matter of fact, they could be sued for that. So, you know, because that grandmother had, she had custody of those two children, you know, um, Leilani, still holds a certain amount of parental rights, right? Because they ain't been completely, they haven't been completely annulled from her. Um, I mean, a parent always holds a certain amount of rights, even if the children are in someone else's custody. So I'm sure that law enforcement has to notify anytime they find a body, they have to notify. It's law to notify the next of kin. So, I mean, that is, I do not believe they found him yet. Absolutely. I'm sure they're still looking, but they haven't found him yet. Right. But I do know they did find, see, when you're dealing with dumpster diving, in a landfill, there is like each area. When the garbage men come, they've got a specific area to dump that garbage at, right? Pacific area. Where do they dump it in that Pacific area? I hope so. Because what it does is it helps law enforcement to know exactly what area to be looking in if indeed, something they feel something incriminating could be in that landfill, a certain trash can. So they go out there and look for that certain item in that landfill. So, Tango, no, hey, cool, I'm not too late. Yeah, no, you're not too late tonight, sweetheart. Just getting in here and just getting started. But yeah, she knows Candace's hiding spot. Yeah, that is hilarious, to be sure. But yeah, absolutely. I don't think that they, for one, found Quentin because they do have to notify next of kin. Next of kin has every right to know, the autopsy reports as well. They want to make it public, they can, but usually they don't, right? The grandmother's being a little nicer, people, leaving stuff at the little memorial. Um, she's kind of cooperating with that now, right? Kind of cooled down, getting her head together. Um, so she's being a little nicer about everything. And I don't know. I do know that, people are attacking the babysitter. They need to just back the freak up off the babysitter, right? Beep, beep, beep. Get the hell off the babysitter. that babysitter turned them into Child Protective Services more than once. Um, she watched those kids and kept them as much as she could out of harm's way. She even went toe to toe with Billy Joe about giving the kids to Leilani when Billy Joe wanted to, and she didn't. So, hello, how you doing? Um, I'm just gonna do a hello over across the board tonight to everyone coming in. God bless, much love. Um, but yeah, absolutely, So the babysitter had nothing to, she had no dog in this race, right? If anything, she was trying all she could, right, to keep the dogs off this baby, which was Leilani and her old man, right? And she wasn't able to succeed due to the fact that Billy Joe, you know, blocked it. Billy Joe stepped in and, you know, used her authority to, stop the babysitter from being able to protect these children. So, it is what it is. What I'm saying is, don't go with the attack hand that was taking care of and feeding these children, right? The guardian angel that done all she could to, it's out of her hands. I mean, she did, right? I mean, she went over there at 9:30, offering to help look for little Quentin. The police would have been called when they was, right? They would have been called as soon as they were. I mean, that would give Leilani more time to possibly scrub up and, whatever evidence they actually came in and was able to accumulate so quickly, probably would have been destroyed had she had more time to destroy it, right? So, what I'm saying is, I know that a lot of people's trying to act a babysitter and they need to just stop it. Just stop it. That's just fucking evil, right? That's evilness. Don't go attacking this woman. This woman has, stepped up. Matter of fact, she's let us know more about what was going on with that family and with that family than anyone else has let us know. We've had a few people come out, and on Leilani and everything, but what I'm saying is an overall view of this family came from the babysitter, right? And how everything went down. And, and she basically let us know Billy Joe's part in all of this as well. Where the grandmother messed up. So, how can anybody abuse and be cruel and mean to this woman? I don't know. I have no idea, but um I hear they are. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to do that. At the beginning I wasn't sure if the babysitter, she said she seen the belt mark on his arm and across his neck, and I wasn't sure, but she clarified she did report it. And that's up to, Child Protective Services to step in at that point and do what needs to be done, right? It's up to them from there. Um, if police were was called, a report would be made on her. A report would be made on who? When you call Child Protective Services, you call them anonymous. It's not like calling 911. And even if you call 911, you don't have to give your name or anything. You can be anonymous with 911 as well, right? You could say, "Hey, I just don't want to get involved, but this and this and this is going on." So, you have that, that's the great thing is you do have that, and most people say, "Well, they got your number and they pretty much know who it was. Yeah, but they respect you by not telling who you were, right? Because you asked them not to. 120 acres. They do have to notify the next of kin if they find a body. I mean, um, they have to notify that family. And even if you don't have parental, like, for instance, if someone goes to jail, right? If a mother goes to jail and they have custody of her children, the state takes custody. Something happens to that child. That mother has the right to go to the child's funeral. They will escort her there and they will escort her back. She has a right to know. What I'm saying, they have to let the parent know that their child has been found deceased, right? That's just law. That's law and courtesy as well, right? That's what I'm talking about. I know that, you know, certain things the police don't have to tell her because yes, she did not have custody. The state has come in and took over custody again. Even the grandmother don't have custody any longer. So, um, do they have to tell the grandmother anything? They don't have to share everything with her, but they will have to. They will have to notify them if they find the body of that child because that is law. It's law that the next of kin be notified. I mean, they ain't no getting out of that one. So Leilani and her mother and them will know when they find Quentin, right? If they do. Um, and I know they're trying hard to get that done. Yeah, if she called police on the abuse, I don't think she called I don't think she called the police. I think she called CPS. And that's what a lot of people do. I personally think I would call the police, right? I mean, I'm babysitting, someone brings me a child that's got a big old belt mark, a welt across his arm, and then one across his face and neck. You got me bent. I'm calling 911, and 911 can get a hold of Child Protective Services, right? Because they need to come and they need to document this stuff, and they need to do it ASAP, right? That's what they need to be doing. And if indeed that child had, you know, the problem with the difference between 911 and Child Protective Services is when you contact police, they come now. You contact Child Protective Services, they might not be there for a week, right? I mean, really? I think that there should be a new law that if someone reports abuse upon a child, that that Child Protective Services and law enforcement has to show up there immediately, like ASAP, right? Especially if there's signs of bruising, of abuse, bleeding, bruising, whelps. No, don't come in a week. You come right now, right? And that's what should have happened. But I don't know if the babysitter honestly did or didn't. Um, you know, did or didn't take care of that. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Hey, Grizzle, I so appreciate the super sticker. God bless. God bless. Absolutely. I am so grateful. Absolutely grateful. Thank you. Yes. So, I don't know. Yeah, I just pray for justice for Quentin. So do I. I absolutely, you know, sometimes, I pop the pop this up at the beginning of the of the live, for one, we know she ain't gonna get a ticket out, right? This is the way she gotta get out if she's getting out. She got 40 FBI agents hanging around up there on her ass, right? But sometimes we gotta laugh. Sometimes we got to be able to just, you know, we got to be able to step back and because stuff like this really, really, really does affect humans' lives, right? And if we don't lighten it up somehow, um, it would be just too overwhelming, right? It's just way too overwhelming. I mean, everybody knows last night, PG, I had to get off of here, I broke down. I'm not gonna lie. That little boy is beautiful. I mean, just look at his little face. He's just absolutely adorable. Um, Adorable, right? How could anyone, you think yourself, hurt a 20-month-old baby? I mean, oh my goodness. What would you even be whipping or getting angry about with a 20-month-year-old child? What I'm saying is all the way up till a child is what? At least 4 or 5. It's pure understanding, right? I mean, it's pure understand. I mean, if they're like 4 or 5 years old, you know, um, busting you in the head with their bottle, then you really probably, yeah, you might have to, you know, tap his ass and say, no, 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 you don't do this. But, you know, 20 months old, even 3 years old. I mean, that is the age where from birth to like 4 years old is the age where you've got to like have the patience of a saint, right? Because you know what you're in for. They're going to be waking up all night, right? You're going to be tired. You got to teach them to walk. You got to teach them to talk. You got to teach them to potty. You got to teach them everything to feed themselves, right? There's so much you got to teach them. And it takes a lot of patience to teach a child, right? A lot. But you do it. Why? Because you love them. That's your child. You wanted to know everything. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You want all this motor skills and everything to be right on point, right? And I don't know what you know, I don't know. I don't understand these people that, abuse. I mean, they've got mental issues. They got mental issues, How the hell are you going to abuse your child? Oh, you're mad about what? You're upset about what? You call it, fucking court or call somebody that cares. Get over it. You know? You signed up. You signed up for, you know, till the day you die with these children. That's what you signed up for. You didn't sign up for 18 years, 21. You signed up until you're dead. Because, even the day you die, that kid is still your kid, right? I don't care if you live to be 100 and your kid's 80. The point being is, it's your child, right? So you sign up for the long haul when you have a kid. I don't know what people be thinking. They think, oh, my job is over when they're, some people when they're in kindergarten, I guess, let the teachers deal with it now. And after school daycare, and I'll bring it home, feed it some food, get it a bath and send it to bed. And if it bugs me in between, I'll beat the shit out of it. Well, that's what Leilani obviously thought. Because, little Quentin and his brother and his sister were all going to the babysitter 6:00 in the morning. They wasn't coming home the whole day, even if they didn't work. the babysitter still was watching the babies, right? They wasn't coming home at all. And so this woman, what they basically was doing is picking the kids up at the babysitters at supper time. Maybe sometimes not even at dinner. Maybe she had to give them dinner. I haven't overly talked to the babysitter yet, but you know, from my understanding, she kept them all the way until evening, and then they picked them up, took them home, maybe fed them some dinner if they were lucky, gave them a bath if they were lucky, put them to bed, and didn't see them again. They were sleeping all night, and the kid go to babysitters the next day again. You know, what I'm saying is nobody was in that household was really taking care of these children, right? They weren't really taking care of these children. And, and it sounds like Leilani decided that, she's just going to, um, what little time she did have them, Quentin, he must have got up or he must have not have wanted to sleep. I don't know. I hear that Leilani and her boyfriend stayed up all night and partied all the time. Right? I heard they was in a habit of hanging out all night. Maybe the little boy wanted to hang out too, and that wasn't cool with mom, right? Sounds like something happened. And I think that when that babysitter, I personally think when that babysitter got that phone call, yeah, I seen her TikTok videos and all of her dramatic drama shit. I seen all of that. Yeah. Um yeah, that babysitter was, and then the second mom, it sounds like that babysitter was the first mom to those kids, to be honest with you. Yeah. Texas Brat. I seen that. I seen all of their TikToks. Yeah. And her little pity party for herself, about people, you know, a lot of people think I shouldn't be I'd be better off not here, whatever. And, fuck you, Leilani. Nobody's giving you a pity party, bitch. Hell no. Hell no. The one we're going to give a pity party to is right there on the screen. He's right there, the real little victim. Right there on that screen, girl. How the hell you could do what you did to that baby? God only knows. God only knows. Right? God only knows. And then not only what you did to him, but then from, allegedly throwing him in a dumpster? What the freak are you thinking? Right? You trash your kid? You trashed it? Oh, excuse me, I forgot. You trashed him before, right? Right onto your mother. So trashing people's pretty much what you're used to. You trash your boyfriends, you trash your parents, you trash your kids, but now you literally trashed your child, right? You fucking and what if he was still alive? What if he was still crying and calling out? God have mercy, right? God have mercy. What kind of bitch does that? That's what I'm talking about. Wow. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell you, just a lot of people, they don't be watching their kids, right? They they just I don't know. It's like the kids have more brains than the parents now, right? Like the children have more brains than the parents. These parents, it's like, you know, you hear so many parents say, you know, I'm not going to keep an eye on my kid every second. I mean, I don't believe in all of this, um, coming out missing stuff and whatever. And then, um, their kid gets hit by a car, or, you know, they're out looking for it, can't find it. It's in some creepy old weirdo's house. And, and these are a lot of people you don't hear about. You don't hear about all that stuff. We hear about cases like Quentin Summer. What I'm saying is, for every there's like 5% of the 99% of children out there missing. If you want to really know how bad it is, walk into the police station and look at the missing children's. Matter of fact, the wall ain't even big enough to hold it, right? The wall ain't even big enough to hold it. That's why they have to take down after a certain amount of time, they actually take down all the pictures. Like I think it's like, um, don't don't hold me to it, but I think it's either 3 or 6 months. Every 90 days, or maybe 6 months. But I know at a certain time they take down the kid's picture. Once it's been there for so long, it comes down and it goes into a pal. Now go look at that, pals. That would freaking amaze you how many children are missing, how many children are abused, how many children, it's just crazy. It is absolutely crazy, how many children are being go to the hospital. Go to the hospital and look at like a children's hospital, and see how many cases of child abuse come through there a day. They can't prove it, but they pretty much know it. A lot they can't prove, but they pretty much know. But even the ones they know, I mean, how many parents don't watch their kids? Look at hospital reports. That's how you'll find out. So I don't know. I'm one of them parents that says, I'll watch my kids, 24/7. I will watch them, or make sure they are being watched by someone as good at watching them as myself, right? Don't leave my kids with just anybody or everybody. I don't know you. You better stay away from my fucking kid. And back the hell up. Oh wow. Sarah Lee, special needs. That's going on a lot too lately. I see where a lot of these special need people and people with Alzheimer's, and I mean, it's like nobody's able to watch nobody anymore, right? I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, flip flop. God bless. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening. But from my understanding, I mean, I'm not going to criticize this babysitter, because I don't really think she ever done anything but have the best interests of those children at her heart. I will not speak out against this lady. Um, you know, I mean, she probably was afraid to call the police. She probably was scared to call the police. Um, because look at that family. I mean, they came down there, went into her home to attack her, and Billy Joe had 4 people with her, right? Because I seen all 5 of them go back up the road, and they was threatening that babysitter. And that babysitter, her husband and children have to live there. You can't just sell your home, pack up, and move anytime, right? I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. How many people, do shit. Absolutely nuts. But yeah, I just know there's a whole lot going on in this case, that I mean, now you've got these ex-boyfriends of Leilani's coming out talking about how wicked and evil and unbelievable she was. Um, Dude, that's probably one of those kids or your child. What the hell you doing for it? Right? What was you doing for your child? You want to come out and talk about her and when you're no better, right? That's like the pot calling the kettle black, right? You're worthless. If you were any good, you would have had custody of your child. You would have been you and your parents raising it. So, you want to come out and crucify her. But what was you did you even pay child support? Right? Was you even paying child support? Were you buying the kid clothes and showing up with them? No, you weren't, because from my understandings, um, you come to pick up your son, it didn't have nothing but winter clothes. Mother freaker, you come to pick up your son that only has winter clothes, you blame yourself. When did you ever bring some summer clothes for it, right? You know, are you too dumb or lazy or crippled to go into a store and buy the kid some clothes? I mean, really? These men out here, they'll talk about how worthless a mother is, but let's talk about how worthless they are, right? Let's talk about how worthless they are. Like, it's Leilani's job to have this kid, um, you know, to make sure he's got all 4 seasons of clothing, winter, summer, spring, and fall. I mean, no, that's your job too, mister. Yeah, the father, yeah, I'll tell you where the father was, living his own damn life, not giving a shit, right? Not paying no child support, complaining about shit when he was doing nothing to fill those voids that he's complaining about. He wouldn't have wanted to talk to me. He wouldn't want to talk to me. I put a foot in his ass, right? I put a foot in his ass. Don't try to get a pity party by telling me how shitty someone else is when you're just as shitty yourself, right? Exactly. Like, don't call her shitty Bitty when you're shitty Barney, right? That dude had a pitchfork in his hand. Hey, man, girl, you believe I be telling it, right? I be telling it like it is. I don't even care. That baby right there on that screen, I'm gonna tell you something. That is a beautiful child. That girl did not, and the daddy of this baby had no idea the worth of that child. They had no idea. Sorry. Um, Absolutely not. They had they have no idea how much these children mean to this world. These children are our future, right? They're our future doctors, nurses, they're going to make this country run like a well-oiled machine in the future. God put them on this earth for a purpose. And nobody can tell me, well, it was that baby's time to go. No, it was not that baby. That baby might not even be dead. It may be laying out in a landfill, starving to death, right? Who the hell does what this woman done? Who does that? I mean, is she a doctor? Is she a fucking doctor or a nurse? Does she, I'm not that I'm against, the medical profession, don't get me wrong. But hell, I think that coroners have pulled the door open, the door is open to get ready to embalm somebody, and the mother freaker sets up and they're alive, right? I mean, that's happened a few times. So even doctors make mistakes, right? Even doctors make mistakes. I mean, so to think about stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt about Summer. I felt the same way about little Summer, 16 months missing now. 16 months. Today, as of today, we're 16 months down the road with Summer. And, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Little Quentin, I often thought, Candace and them, they're no doctor. They're no doctor. How are they going to call? They're no coroner. How are they going to make a call on somebody being alive or not? But they didn't give these children that opportunity, right? They didn't give these children an opportunity to be pronounced alive or dead after they done whatever they thought destroyed them, right? In my opinion. So they don't know. How do you live with yourself when you do shit like that? How do you get up every morning? How do you get up every morning and look in the mirror at that ugly fucking face and know the demon that's inside of you and what a piece of shit you are? I don't know. And I hope to God I don't ever find out in this life, right? Because that's a horrible thought and a damn horrible thing to live with if you're trying to live with it. Although Candace is doing pretty good at it, right? Her and Grandis, they seem to be doing just fine. And Don don't seem to be doing too bad himself, sitting there in the damn jail cell, making sure he gets his meals every day, right? Making sure they get their meals every day. That's what sickens the hell out of me. Is these people can do these things and they go ahead, and they get their sleep right, and they get their food intake and still doing their drugs and smoking their little cigarettes and to go right on living life like nothing fucking happened. Like nothing happened. When that's a lesson to be learned, right? That's a lesson for all of us. That's a lesson for all of us. When you go to a funeral, you better look around and see. I mean, you got your ones that's truly grieving. You got your ones that's faking that shit. And you got the ones that just look like ain't nothing even happened today, right? When you look around that room and you see those people that are faking and acting like nothing happened, those are the people you need to mark off your checklist, right? You need to right now just check all their fucking names off and nothing else to do with. Because those people are dangerous, right? Those are the people you don't want around you. The ones you want around you are the ones that are truly grieving that human. Because those are the people that really have a heart, that really give a damn, and those are the people you want in your life. Yeah, she knows where that baby is. Absolutely, she does. She does. And I think law enforcement knows where that baby, pretty much where it's at as well. Now, a lot of people said her phone pinged her phone was supposed to ping um, at some trailer park. Now, that trailer park might be where her and her boyfriend previously was living. Because I don't see them being able to afford anything more than a trailer park, right? I mean, I don't think they could have had any before they moved back in, because I heard they couldn't pay the rent. And that's probably about what they were living in, is a trailer park. Now, could she have went back to the area where, she was familiar with and put him in the can? And that can might not have been dumped yet. Law enforcement should have thought about that. Because apartment complexes, wherever she was, her and the boyfriend was living before, they do have big dumpsters. It's like most apartment complexes have they have these giant dumpsters in different areas of their apartment complex, right? Where you can dump stuff. And, she might have hightailed it right back there, and until that dumpster's full, they really don't dump it, right? I mean, like sometimes it don't get dumped weekly. What I'm saying is, I think it gets dumped um, when it gets full. Then the maintenance person calls in and says, "Hey, these dumpsters are overflowing. Get out here and dump them," right? So he may not have even made it to a landfill yet. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that whole family seems, yeah, yeah. It definitely is another Wells, um, Candace and Donald Wells scene for sure. We've got, the parents that like to live in RVs and you know, um, drink Jack Daniels, shoot pool, and call themselves bikers, right? And you've got, um, the daughter that's just a drugged up mess. It sounds like mom was too at one time. And maybe still is for all we know. We don't know, right? We don't know. Um, and the grandmother, like the daughter, seemed to be TikTok. I mean, Billy Joe and Candace remind me a lot of each other when it comes to that TikTok stuff, right? And I seen where they was, they'll sit there with their phone and TikTok it out, or be sitting there video recording, they'll be video recording the kids and stuff, and the kid would crawl over there to them, and instead of, throwing that phone down and picking that baby up and hugging it and letting them know they love it, no, they just keep that phone glued to their hand, like, let it fall back to the floor and crawl off somewhere, right? No attention whatsoever, except, oh, I'm videoing you. That's it, right? Who the fuck does that? Unbelievable. I mean, these people give a shit more about their damn cell phone and taking some video or selfies and all than they do about the people that, what's in the fucking world with them, right? What's real? What's real? Your videos and shit ain't real. You know? What I'm saying is that's not real communication. You're sitting there ignoring ignoring what is important for some shit that ain't important at all, right? You have the opportunity to spend real time with these people around you, but you'd rather spend time with your fucking phone and acting stupid. Wow. Oh yeah, I'm sure Don will be back out here. He's like a hound dog. Don Wells is a hound dog, right? He lives. I mean, he lives to be out here. I mean, even from jail, he's writing letters, right? Putting them out here for people to see because he misses it. He misses having a say out here, right? Absolutely. You know, he'll be out in 15 days. Actually, about 14 now. So, in a couple of days, Donald can do the countdown to fucking get out of jail, right? Somebody should send him one of them little things of chocolates, the little counter of chocolates, right? Instead of this countdown to Christmas, it's countdown to back in your street clothes, Donald, right? They can bring you those, they can bring you those dirty ass clothes you took off for that jumpsuit in a few days and hand them back to you. I mean, they only been laying somewhere for 6 months, right? No, actually, no, 8 months. Damn, I'd probably have a little dust on them, right? Who was friends with Hunter's mom for many years? And she says, Sharon says, I'm friends with Allie. Um, yeah. She says she's been friends with Allie for many years. Um, you know, if you've been friends with Allie for many years, do you think that Allie would, cover up if her son had something to do with Summer's disappearance or knew something about it? Yeah, Sharon, I was talking to you. Um, I'd like to have you come up on panel, Sharon, if you could. I have some questions about Allie. I have a few questions about Allie. Yeah, Tim's going to pick him up, Blue Eyes. Absolutely. If Candace don't, if Candace, grows an ass, then she might go pick him up. But Candace loves to play the scared little kid victim. Um, so I don't know if she'll pick him up or not. If not, Tim Mullins for sure will be there to pick him up. If not, his sister. I know his sister kept very close contact with him over the last few months. And yeah, I mean, she may be the one. She may show up down there and pick him up herself. I don't know. I do know she's kept, talked to him very often. And his sister has really become an advocate for Donald over the past few months. So, especially since he's went to jail, she's became a real advocate for him. So, if like I said, it'll probably be one of the three. I know Candace has done hauled it back into Tennessee, and I'm sure, from my understanding, though, through I think Donald will be back up on 110 Ben Hill Road, but I heard that another place has been either bought or rented in his name. That, some little house by a roadside has been rented in his name, and possibly that's where they'll be hiding out for a while. I don't know. Yeah, I'll put the link out again, but yeah, I have questions upon Allie. I think that, you know, I I think she would cover for her son, and she has made some statements that, um makes me wonder if she knows something anyway. I don't know. And you click on the link. Once you click on the link that I put out, you click on it, and then it'll take you into a page, and on that page you hit enter studio. Once you enter studio, you'll be um down here in my back chat. You'll be in the back instead of out here in the chat. You'll be in the back. And then once I pull you upon panel, you will click out of YouTube and stay only in StreamYard. That's how you do it. It's real simple. And you control your camera and your volume. You have a mute button, you have a start cam button. Just don't start your cam. That way nobody can see you. Nobody will be able to, unless you wanted people to see you. But if you don't hit the start cam button, then no one can see you. You'll just have an avatar that's showing when you're on panel. They won't be able to see you at all. But if you want to come up, you just click on the link and enter studio, and then I'll see you and I'll pop you up on panel. It's that simple. You will have to unmute yourself so that everyone can hear you and I can hear you. But other than that, it's that easy. It's that simple. Anyway, I did want to, the Clinton case, as we know, right now, I think the mother said, the grandmother, Billy Joe said, the police said, no, Elon is not a flight risk. Billy Joe said, ha ha ha, yeah, I think she is. So the mother would know her better than the police, right? I think the mother's worried that, she might take a flight, right out of there. So, and then law enforcement, will have to do what they have to do to track her down and get her back, right? And her mother knows that that's going to look real bad on her too, right? Because if she runs, we pretty much know that she's guilty as hell then, right? I mean, there ain't gonna be no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. Only guilty people run like hell, right? Oh yeah, exactly. Always, LH. She does not have to show her face. Absolutely not. You just keep your start. Don't touch your start cam button. Do not put push the start cam button, and you'll be fine. She says I gotta put my brown lipstick on first. Yeah. Well, that's only if you want people to see you. There's a camera. You'll have a mute button, a start cam button. As long the only thing you need to hit is mute. The to unmute yourself. You don't have to hit the start cam button at all. So that no one can see you. N- no, Leilani don't have no cancer that I've heard of. Absolutely not. I don't know where that's coming from. Leilani looks healthy as a horse. Right? I mean, she's out there doing TikTok, touch, 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 shake it around, touch, 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 shake it around, right? I mean, you know, she even had she even had Billy Joe out there doing it with her, right? Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about no cancer at all. Absolutely not. All of a sudden she's got cancer now? I don't think so. Leilani is 22 years old. 22 years old. You know, old enough to know better than to beat a child, right? Or hurt a baby. I ain't for sure what the hell she did. I appreciate that, Sunflower. Please show PG some love. Hit that like button to support the channel. Amen. When you hit the like button, subscribe, you're hitting that like button, and that's the subscribe button for these missing children, for Summer, for Monkey, for little Quentin, for all of these children that we cover. You are supporting them. You are supporting them, and we all are supporting them here. That's right. That's what we do. That's what we do. This is God's army put together by God for these missing children, especially Summer. Summer's the one that God put us all together for. And since we've been put together, we have covered many other children's cases, and um, it's heartbreaking. We have to keep these babies out here. We got to keep, especially the missing. We got to let people know that we got to keep them in the spotlight, right? Like little Monkey, he ain't found yet. We're going to have to bring him back to life and out here in the light as well. Law enforcement needs to do something. They need to get on it. I am amazed at how law enforcement handled Quentin's case. I think every case should be handled like that. It has been awesome. Awesome they have gotten this far this quick, and you know, and they're not even they haven't even heated up yet, right? I mean, they've got so much done and they haven't even heated up yet. So God bless. God bless. But it really hurts. It really hurts everyone to know and understand that, you know, I mean, Monkey got better than Summer did, right? He got his reward fund sticking there until he's found. Enforcement still working on his case diligently, trying to figure out what happened to him. And Summer, like, I don't know what the hell law enforcement is doing. It's like law enforcement took her reward fund away. The very incentive people had to come forth, right? They couldn't wait get it out from under. They try to get it out from under before they ever did. I mean, it's almost like the law enforcement down there is working in summer instead of worker, right? That's making me angry. I don't know about anybody else, but that upsets me. And I can't say how much it upsets me. Yeah, this girl, had 3 beautiful children. 3 beautiful children. She didn't realize how blessed she was, right? 3 beautiful babies that, loved and looked up to her. And it's a sad thing she couldn't return that love, right? It was just sad that she couldn't return that love and look up to them and help them move forward in life, right? Um, just so sad. Um, yeah, it is. It's like pushing summer aside. Absolutely. And it'll bring you to tears. It will bring you to tears. Yeah, if they dropped the ball in summer right from the beginning. You know, we seen in Quentin's case. In Quentin's case, they immediately roped that place off, right? They didn't do that for summer. They immediately put up caution tape all the way around that place. Did not do that for summer. They immediately got in there and was taking forensic evidence, right? They didn't do that for summer. I mean, even though, Leilani's like, the door's open, think somebody took it, they're like, "We don't think so." Right? "We don't think so. We're gonna treat this like a criminal case until we have reasons not to." Amen. Amen. Thank God they did, because they were on the money, and most of the time, it is the money, right? It's on the money, and it would have been on the money if they did the same for summer. Roped it off, got the, tarps over the windows, went in there, strobe and everything. No, they didn't do that for summer. You know, th I didn't see him checking a bunch of trash cans, you know, immediately, trash cans and everything. No. What they did this summer was, you know, decided to go up there and start looking at things, 3 or 4 days after they couldn't find her in the woods. Well, that was just enough time to fuck up everything if there was any evidence, right, Candace and Donald? Grandma just That gave you all plenty of time to, get rid of whatever it was, if there was anything, gone, right? Gone. So, you know, I mean, I bet Candace and Grandis didn't ever work so hard on washing and drying and scrubbing and cleaning, right? I bet they really, especially whatever area that whatever happened to summer in, I bet that got clean in a hurry. Absolutely no summer, no peace. But they wasn't about to let Leilani sweep anything under the carpet, right? They got right on it. They made sure they got it done. And it got done. They messed it up because even where they found the footprints of Summers, the dogs found the footprints. they they found they found adult footprints there too, but now they don't know. They couldn't say whose footprints or even, you know, care about the footprints because they already had all these people out there stomping all over the place that could have been one of theirs. That's what I'm telling you. They fucked up, right? They dropped the ball big time on that case. Absolutely. But I think I think Ronnie Lawson cared more about friendships than he did about, you know, people, humans all think differently. They don't think the same, right? All humans don't think the same. And you got a lot of people that think Summer would be better off, no matter where she was, than being with the Wells, you know? And sometimes that's how, law enforcement thinks. I mean, so they really don't do their job. I mean, that's an excuse in their own minds and hearts to be lazy and not, do their job, right? Like, like I know a lot of rich people that think that, poor people shouldn't have kids. They think that poor people should be sterilized, shouldn't have children. And to be honest with you, um, if you ask me, I think poor people are just as entitled to their children as anybody else. And I think a lot of times they do a better job at raising their children than rich bastards, right? To be honest with you. I mean, rich people are all self-absorbed. Their kids go into, you know, schools and live in schools and live with nannies and, they hardly ever see their kids. I mean, just because, just because you can afford a kid, don't mean you should have it. You know what I'm saying? The kids don't want your money, they want your time. Really, if you look at it, poor people are more entitled to their children than rich people, right? Because at least they spend time with them. So rich people really, the ones saying that kind of stuff, need to shut the fuck up, right? They really do. Because they don't know what they're saying. They let money go to their head. And that's why it's going to be, you know, easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than their ass to get into heaven, right? There you go. That's my take on it. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. A lot of people don't like PG because, I tell it like it is. We're told, right? I tell it like it is. I don't care. And I think there's something, some problem in Tennessee. Now, I don't know what the problem with the law enforcement there, but they seems pretty fucking shady to me. I mean, as soon as they went up there and threw a man threw a man off his land, had a deed to it, Mr. Dobbs, I said, whoa, this ain't right here, right? I don't like this. I don't like this at all, you know, because where I'm at, they don't do that. They don't do that. You got a deed to something, it's yours, right? And that is the fucking law. That is the law. I mean, you got to give this person access to their land. I don't give a damn how they get on it. Somebody's got to let them get on it, right? I mean, they right away to their land. And this man got ran off. So that alone tells us how fucking shady these people were, right? And then JodiSue, footage I showed, she had footage of Mr. walked his dog out on that road from a trail cam, right? But the day Summer came up missing, there was no footage. No footage. Some shady shit right there. These motherfuckers are, disgusting. If you ask me, they're disgusting. And that law enforcement don't seem any less disgusting than the rest of the people that were up there, right? Sheriff Ronnie Lawson promised us. He gave us his word that he was going, that he ain't going to let this case run cold, that he's going to solve it. Well, we're 16 months down the road, Ronnie. And a man's only as good as his word. So obviously you're not too good because we don't see you doing shit. We heard shit from you, in months. Last time we heard from you, Grandis was getting talked to by the news, right? The news was up there. She didn't want to even talk about why the real reason they were there. She wanted to talk about, people trespassing on their land. That's what she wanted to talk about. She wanted to talk about how, she didn't want to talk about Summer and the issue at hand. She wanted to talk about, people coming up there and trespassing, right? Blowhorn Betties and Molly Golightly and them, right? She didn't want to talk about your granddaughter. June the 15th, 2021. Didn't want to talk about that. You got a bunch of shady fucking characters in that case, right? And just as many shady ones in this one here with Quentin. To be honest. I mean, it's like everybody knows everybody, right? The only difference was, the law enforcement there wasn't shady. The law enforcement up there was, they're on the money. They're on the level. And they wasn't trying to be friends with nobody. They're not trying to be friends with nobody because they're the law. And they brought, every resource they could and the best from all over America to handle this shit, and they handled it. God bless. God bless. This beautiful baby got the attention that he deserved by law enforcement. He absolutely. And, and I respect that to the fullest. I absolutely respect that. Florida has some of the best law enforcement, I think, in America. They have some real good law enforcement there. They don't take no shit. But, Georgia obviously has good damn law enforcement too, right? Unlike Tennessee. They must have some good law enforcement as well. Maybe that's why Candace is back over in Tennessee, right? She's afraid that law enforcement in Georgia get her ass. Absolutely. So, anyway, the reason I came in tonight is 16. It is 16 months Summer missing. And I got a beautiful video. We're going to play it out tonight. But first of all, I want to go over JodiSue and her what box, right? Everybody wants to know her what box. So I'll tell you about her what box. Her what box is a death box. Okay? I'm going to let you hear it with your own ears. This woman, man, let me tell you something. She's just fucking better and better, right? JodiSue, you get better and better, hon. Right when people thought that, you have really shocked us all with your insane accusations, Now we learn a new one, right? And you think it ain't nothing to have, it's nothing weird about having a death box. Fuck if it ain't, you know? When did one of them become, you know, a fucking permanent fixture of everyone's yard, right? I don't think so. You little freak, right? You could talk to Tiffany, um, you know, and Tiffany's going to be nice, right? JodiSue won't even let PG on her panel. She would not let me on. She won't come on mine, and she would not even let me up because I'll tell you why. She'll let Tiff up because she knows Tiff is, a little milder temper, right? And probably would. I tell JodiSue the way it is. I want answers. You're making all these accusations. My first fucking thought is, for name, you dumb bastards. Why are they not all over you? I mean, you get better and better with your bullshit, right? I mean, she has come out with one thing after another. Fresh babies. Well, what? A fresh baby's a fresh baby. Really? Wow, that's disgusting. And then, if something's wrong with one, I hate kids. I can't stand them. And, to the point you hurt them, right? And if I had a kid that had something wrong with it, I'd smother it. Who the fuck says shit like that, JodiSue? You do. And then what? Oh, I got a phone call, not where I was, but at another place about Andy and him hauling off Summer's body. You hauled off what? Yeah. And then she comes out, her and her daughter, and her son could have, but she kept him hiding, right? Because I think that could have been who Andy was talking to. About Andy being the last one to see Summer's dead body, right? And then, no, she wasn't done there. You wasn't done there, was you, on JodiSue? Then you come out with, oh, Andy's over there not just selling stuff to the kids, drugs, but selling stuff to Candace as well to drug them with, and it's more than a little weed, right? It's more than a little good. It's some of that fucking baddie bad, if you ask me. But and that shouldn't surprise nobody. That shouldn't surprise nobody. I mean, and if that stuff ain't supposed to surprise nobody, then what kind of person is JodiSue to think it ain't supposed to surprise nobody, right? That tells me a hell of a lot more about her than will ever tell us about any of us. And then now she comes out with, she got a death box. Really, Sue? You are fucking insane. How you doing, UFC Frog? Hey, God bless, much love to you, UFC. God bless and much love. Yeah, absolutely right. So I'm gonna pull her up and let everybody take a listen to her. Absolutely.
You want to compare toes?
Want to know what you were doing with that roadkill?
Do you want to compare toes? She's probably the one that ate that toe, right? She's probably the one that pulled that story they got about the big toe. She's probably the one that the freaking one that planted it and pulled it up to eat it. Right? She's probably the whole person behind that story. I never thought about it till now. There you go. You want to compare toes. Man, Tiffany, Keep your socks on, hon.
Oh God, I was baking it and eating it. I suggest any roadkill at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes to an hour, Tiffany
You
Marie.
eat roadkill. You eat roadkill.
Sure, isn't that what all hillbillies do, Tiffany Marie?
No, I don't believe they do. Actually, Jody, I think that they don't.
Well, JodiSue, I can actually tell you, no, we fucking don't. No, we don't, hon. You're on some whole different level out there, scraping up roadkill. I mean, I don't even think people did that during the damn Depression, hon. But you would have, right?
I don't even know what roadkill you're talking about. You okay?
You asked Andy to bring you home roadkill, he said.
You're not going to mention that name on my panel because
She asked his Andy to bring her home roadkill. Really?
you see this is mine.
I'm going to call him Voldemort. All right. Excuse me. I'm so
Nope,
sorry.
I know what y'all are trying to do.
Harry Potter universe here, so
listen to me.
Actually,
this is my panel. I run it.
You bring it home.
You're going to watch your ass. Use ain't fucking materials over here because I know your northern ass ain't got none with you throwing coffee shit. Now I'm telling you, you ain't going to play your bullshit games for court like y'all are trying to set up anyway and fiddling in. Do you fucking know what you're doing?
You ain't gonna play your bullshit fucking games for court. Did you hear? For court.
Like you are not try to lead, feed, and fuck with or pit us against each other.
Oh. Lean or pit us against each other. Wow. Wow. And is she just talking about her and Andy, or is she talking about her, Andy, Donald, and Candace, and Grandis, and all of them, right? Who's she talking about? Who's she talking about? I think she's talking about all of them. She knows they're all asses about ready to get in, get in the hot water, right? And she ain't wanting no one being pitted against each other any longer. Yeah. JodiSue. We caught on to that one, right?
Those animals. I'm not even saying his name. I'm not doing with all of those dead animals.
Who does that fucking voice work on?
How many holes
is it working real life for you?
How deep can you dig, Joe?
What the fuck
can you dig? How deep?
What the hell are you even talking about right now?
She asked her how deep can she dig. Yeah. That's what she's asking you, JodiSue. How deep can you dig? It's a fucking, self-explanatory question. How deep can you dig? Right? 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot. How deep can you dig? That's what she's wanting to know. Damn. And you acting all stupid like you don't understand it? Don't even go there, because I'm sure you dug plenty. You're the one who said you plant all them flowers down by the driveway, right? But you're going to be stupid about somebody asking you, what you could do with the shovel. Are you kidding me?
I want to know what you did with that motherfucking roadkill, Jody. Yeah.
Oh, dear. So, all right. So you tell me.
She laughed like a jackass, didn't she? That JodiSue laughed like a jackass. That was funny.
How it is that a deer from like 3 years before can solve summer's anything, all right? But either way, off and on when a deer would be hit, I think there was 2 actually total. Some of the bones were still usable. And then, have you seen little artwork on Etsy to where, like if, you get Dermisted beetles or something like that, right? Or you let, nature take its course, etc., in death boxes and types of things. Then you can take the bones and, decorate them. It's kind of a big thing. It's been a big thing for a long time. A lot of people have like bull skulls or cow. Yeah. Okay, well, Etsy, they go on there for like what, 800, 1,000 or more dollars. I thought that was a pretty cool idea when I seen it on Etsy. But then see, the deer stayed in the death box for several years, and I never got around to it because I got sick. So it was still there in death box. At least, what hadn't been drug off by animals and such. It was above ground. There was no whole ass cemetery of anything. All right, just so you're clear, you got clarification on that. So anyway, I saw this pretty cool idea on Etsy, right? I thought, yeah, I want to do that. Okay. Anyway, deer was just gonna do what deer does anyway in a ditch line in East Tennessee, and went with and helped collect that deer, right? And then I put it in a death box, and it stayed there because I got sick. I never got around to the art project, right? And I mean, it's not weird. It's not strange. How many people do?
It's not weird. It's not strange. Yeah, it fucking is. Yes, it is very weird. What the hell are you talking about? I mean, are you serious? I think people get educated in that field to be able to do those types of things. They just don't pick roadkill up and fucking wing it, right? JodiSue, you weirdo. Wow.
We all know that they have the bull skulls and the deer skulls and all that, right? Yada yada yada. Anyway, so yeah, the whole plan was, and I still have like all the things I was going to use on it, which are like little rhinestones and gems and whatnot to hot glue to it. But yeah, and here's a cool, fun fucking fact. We let people know that box was there, even though everything had long been gone, right? Because a deer, it doesn't take it 3 years to rot off, right? Above ground, and we'd had animal stuff and whatnot the years prior, because things kept taking off apart because it was above ground, not below. And but anyway,
I'm bringing you up, sweetheart. You can close camera if you want. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How you doing, girl?
Hi. You have to excuse me, I'm a little late, so I'm not exactly sure everything we're talking about, but I do see the infamous JodiSue up there, so I think I have an idea.
Yeah. She's talking about her crazy death box. What you think about that?
Oh, what exactly was the whole story? You're gonna have to fill me in.
Well,
something about a dog and
well, basically, she talked about many things over the last 16 months, right? She talked about fresh babies. She talked about what she would do. She actually said how much she hates children, right? And then she said she had a child that was handicapped in any way, what she would do to it, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And then she comes out and talks about how they hauled Summer's body off, right? Andy and them. Then she comes out and talks about how Andy's last one, and her daughter, about how Andy's last one to see Summer's dead body, right? Then she comes out and she says Andy's up there selling, stuff to the children and stuff to Candace to sedate the children and it's not, the goody good, the weed, that is, very something much stronger so they could do stuff to little girls, right? Abuse them. So, and now she comes out talking about this death box, right?
That's a new one.
And like everybody, she acts like it's a normal thing. Everybody keeps a death box. It's a permanent fixture in everyone's yard. No, it fucking ain't.
What?
You got one in your yard?
Because I sure
ain't got one. Hell no.
I never even heard of that.
What the fuck?
Dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then,
Okay.
and then she sits there and laughs like a jackass, right? Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, this bitch is crazy.
Yeah, dude. A death box, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds
Right.
like some occult shit going on with these people, didn't it? I mean,
Yes,
basically
it
a death,
does. It's in the language.
basically a death box is nothing. I tell you the word for death box, coffin, right?
Right. That's what I
But
was picturing in my head. Yeah.
but people in the cults, they call it death box, right? That's the
I don't know.
terminology they use.
Okay.
She just used the occult's terminology for a coffin. We say coffin.
Okay.
They say things like death boxes. That's the difference. I mean, and she's a freak, right?
Yeah. Remember when she was like rallying people to like meet her in the woods and
Mhm.
something about seeing people with torches? I do have a memory of that. So it
Yeah.
is kind of okay.
The only one with torches was her and her weirdo group up there, right? And
It's
and then
likely,
and then
dude.
the night before Summer comes up missing, they go hunting for Mr. Dobbs, right? A man that has a
Mhm.
deed to his land that ain't even allowed to be on his land. He gets ran off not just by JodiSue and Andy and them. Donald was the first to see him, right? Andy
Mhm.
and JodiSue and police run him off when he's got a deed in his hand for his property. They suggest hotel rooms for him. Thank God he went somewhere else because he went to those rooms looking for him that night, right? And
Mhm.
anywhere else they thought he might be camping around there. I
So
mean,
they didn't
with
want any
some
eyes. Is that what we're going? Like they didn't want eyes on them because I know this case, but I don't know it like you do. So you'll have to forgive me. But is that what I'm getting from that? They didn't want eyes on them that night,
they tried to
allegedly.
they
That's the feeling I
I
get.
I asked Andy White, this is an old man, a fucking old man that, like an old man. Like
Yeah.
nobody's scared of an old man, right?
Right.
And what I'm trying to say is if they would have found Mr. Dobbs, would Summer still came up missing the next day?
I don't think she. I mean, it. A
What I'm
hypothetical
thinking, what
situation.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking is because sometimes people need, sometimes weirdos need sacrifices, right?
Right. Yeah. It does happen.
Absolutely. And
What?
she talks about going in the woods. She talks about hating children. She talks about, and she even talks some crazy shit about, remember her saying that the spider had to eat the fly to get power? That's a call shit too right there, buddy.
Yeah. It is. I
Eh,
have a
uh,
lot of trouble, hearing a lot of the things that she has to say. So I have to rely on you guys to get a lot of the information. But yeah, a lot of that terminology is
right,
cultish.
exactly. Exactly.
So,
And she said Donald and Candace Wells try to act like they're in the light, but they're as dark as she is. Right? She made that
hmm
statement as well. And,
hmm
so basically she's telling you that, they were in on it, that they're part of the group, right? They was going to church because of Child Protective Services, not because, and we know that because Candace was asleep in the front aisle, right?
Yep, I remember
I
that.
mean, she wasn't there to get the word. I mean, you go to church, for, one of three reasons, right? You go to
hmm
church to hide because you're in trouble. You go to
hmm
church to actually, worship God, or you go to
hmm
church to stir up trouble. I don't think they were there to actually hear the word of God because how's you going to hear anything laying like like a fucking normal Rockwell painting on the front of a church bench, right? The only thing
Yeah,
missing was the
exactly.
wine bottle.
Yeah, out like a light. Candace
Exactly.
was anyway. Yeah, it
And
just seems like
and
I
you
have to be here for this right now to make it look a certain way or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
So here I am.
Exactly.
Wake me up when it's over.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see that.
I know a ton of people, that when they get in trouble with Child Protective Services, man, they're in service at the nearest church, right? They want to look like that role model, church going, Bible thumping, pew jumping parent. When indeed they ain't anywhere close to being that.
That's very true. I know some people like that in my life right now that I'm like, oh, okay. So you're doing that now? Cool. So yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And, so why is, what I'm saying is in Quentin's case, the grandmother comes out telling all these things about Leilani and stuff, and her ex-boyfriends are saying things about her, and law enforcement right away, they're jumping on it all and taking it down, right? I mean, Leilani now is number one sus. Well, how come the law enforcement in Tennessee, because JodiSue said a lot more incriminating shit than they've ever said about Leilani, right?
Yeah.
And why ain't law enforcement on that? We got to wonder about this.
Yeah, she's not in jail, right?
Right. No, she's
Or
not
even
in there yet, but they're going to get her in there.
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I'm going to tell you, it's 16 months. 16 months. And they took some, it's like that law enforcement in Tennessee has been trying to shut this case down. They've been trying to. It
does seem that way, doesn't it?
As hard as JodiSue and some other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have been actually, trying to. They took her reward fund, the very incentive, and they tried to take it earlier. They try to get it before that, right?
You know what else is crazy, Prayer Garden? I don't mean to change the subject, but when you said that, it just kind of it reminds me of the Kylie Rodney case where, it's a big high profile case. AWP, they go out and find this girl incredibly, right. And they didn't get their reward fund either. It's just like.
Exactly. And AWP offered to go to Tennessee and they said no because they know she ain't no water. Well, if you know she ain't no fucking water, then you must know where she's at too, Mr. Law Enforcement, right?
And they said that about Kylie. Oh, well, we already thoroughly searched the area. AWP gets out there. Don't look over here.
And boom, there she was.
Yep. That girl was right there. I could have found her with a frigging canoe.
Yep.
I'm sorry. That just gets me so fired up. And then they don't. So AWP offered to come out and look for Summer?
Yeah, they did. They did.
Really?
And law enforcement, and law enforcement down there in Tennessee told them that wouldn't be necessary because they know she's not in the water. So if they know she's not in the water, then I'm not so sure that they don't know it. I'm not so sure because, like you said, the Kylie case, they try to say the same shit, and she definitely was, right?
Yeah.
And would have still been there had AWP not came in. But why is she turning away all the help and not wanting help? I mean, from day one, they didn't want anyone helping search for Summer, right? But just a little while before that, they had another missing little girl, and they had everybody out and people on horsebacks and everything else, right? They didn't care about everybody getting lost in the woods to find her. But then with Summer, they were trying to shut it down, almost as if they already know that it was something that they just all want to cover up, right?
It's very possible. You know a lot more about this than I do because you do a lot more extensive research and talking and things like that. But it does feel that way, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It does. Especially when we're 16 months down the road and we ain't heard from law enforcement in months. No updates, no anything, nothing. They're not giving us shit, right?
That. I didn't even think about that until you just said it. It has been a while since we've heard anything.
Absolutely.
Since Dawn got arrested, it's just been quiet.
Stagnant. Exactly. It's pretty much, other than them going up there speaking with Grandis and Candace's little fucking note with the news station, and sure Bronny Lawson being put on the spot saying, no, they're not cooperating. They're lawyered up. And that's the last damn thing we've heard, right?
Yep.
The last damn thing we've heard. And he promised he wasn't going to let this run cold, that he was going to solve this case. And I personally think he's a liar.
Very possible.
You know?
Wouldn't be the first time a officer in a case like this has lied, unfortunately.
Absolutely. I think that,
Yeah.
he took this baby's reward fund away from her. And, he
How
took
does
her
that even
reward fund away
happen?
from her. And
Yeah.
I think he's going to use her here in November to, he's going to claim that they didn't have the manpower or the tools to handle a case like that in order to get funding, right? So if it happens again, they could handle it, which they probably fucking won't. And no better than they have this one, right? But they have did nothing but use this baby for the dollar as well, right? What the hell is going on?
It just blows my mind.
The parents used her for a piggy bank. This bitch up on this panel right now, JodiSue used her for a piggy bank. And law enforcement used, and on fucking law enforcement, the ones that ran Mr. Dobbs off, they using her for a piggy bank too, right?
It does feel that way.
In my opinion, that's what it looks like.
Right. And I just feel like if a bunch of people can get together and create something on YouTube and do a lot of really great things. I mean, all you guys keep covering this. AWP is out there. They're finding people. They're doing what it takes. They're finding ways to get funding, but the police and the town can't put in the same, like, what is it going to take? Okay. If we need funding, what is it that we need to do? Like, where is that? Let's find this little girl.
Well, what we need to do is change the law to where every missing child's case is treated like a criminal case not like an abduction
from the dump
or wandering off. It's treated like a criminal case from the very second they look at the very second.
That's a great idea.
Criminal case.
That is a great idea.
The parents are first. I'm saying send out the Amber Alert in case it was an abduction. Yes, send out the Amber Alert, but rope that house off, get those people the hell out of there, and bring forensics in, right? To make sure.
Yeah, this is a missing child. This is not a joke. You said this, but we're treating it like this. That is a great point. I've never ever heard anybody say that before.
That is exactly how they handled Quentin's case. They handled it right from the get as a criminal case instead of a missing child bullshit, right? And you know what? They found everything they need to make that mother the number one suspect, and they're getting ready to what? Prosecute her ass. It's coming.
That's right. It's coming.
They did it within a couple of weeks, not a couple fucking years.
Yeah. You're right. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
They basically showed everyone how to handle the case the exact way I've been saying to handle it early on, right?
Yep. Yeah. It really just blows my mind. I just keep saying that over and over again because I've been following this along with you guys, and it's like, I don't even know.
That's what we have to do. That's exactly what we have to do. Is some kind of petition up where, we the people want every case treated as a criminal case, and immediately everyone has to comply with the law and get forensic and everything in there. And if there is massive amounts of blood or anything showing that baby was hurt inside that home somehow, severely hurt, it should be no pass go. Your ass goes to jail.
That's a really good point, because if they would have done that with Summer, who knows where we'd be today. And I'm curious, did they even search the house when they first got there, or no? Because it was treated like
absolutely not. Absolutely. Candace was in there hiding in the house,
That's right.
talking
Yeah.
to Allie on the fucking phone. They were too
Yeah.
busy looking in the woods, messing up all the evidence, fucking everything up. Well,
yeah, that's right.
you know, she's in there washing clothes, drying shit, destroying evidence, right?
Oh yeah, more than likely, yeah.
I'm sure
Talking
her
on
and
the phone
Grandis,
or
you
whatever.
know, I'm
Mhm.
sure her and Grandis, you know, completely destroyed everything. And they got the search dogs there. They even let the other dogs get with them so it would tear them up. And, you know, they sniggered about it. They knew exactly what they was doing. And they had to bring in new search dogs because they done fucked the old ones up. And they knew what they was doing, just like JodiSue, you know, had her big ass dog out there as well. Why? And she's out there wading in a creek trying to get what off of herself? An odor
For
of
sure.
summer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously she must have had it on her, right?
Yeah, why would you say that? That always threw me through a loop. Like, wait, what? What did you what? What are you talking
Exactly.
about?
You know, I mean, these motherfuckers showed their guilt from
The
the
jump.
jump start,
Yep.
you know, and it's like we're almost
Yeah.
2 years down the road. We're almost 2 years down the road, and you know, it's time to start asking some questions, right? It's
Yeah.
time to say, what the hell are you doing, law enforcement? What do you promised us? We want you to
Yeah.
keep that promise, damn it. Get off your ass and get on it, right?
Yes. I mean, yeah.
I mean, this ain't a needle in a haystack. This is a pretty good sized child,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, it's your job to find it, not Johnny Public's, because you wouldn't let Johnny Public do it when they was wanting to. You know, you said leave it up to us, and we did. We did. What did you
Hey,
know? What did
I
we
just
get
had
by
a thought.
leaving it up to you?
Prayer Garden, do you know what kind of this is an off the wall, just something that's in my brain. Do you know what kind of dog that Andy and JodiSue had? Was it a big, vicious dog? It's a weird
Yes.
question.
I
Okay.
hear
Do you know?
that they had a few dogs, but yes, there
Okay.
was one that I
Mhm.
heard was pretty bad. Yes.
Whatever happened to that dog? Do you know?
I no, I don't know. I would imagine that I know one supposedly died. They said Jody
Right.
Sue left this one dog down the road and like starved it to death and shit, and it just died.
Okay.
What I heard. I mean,
I
I don't
always
know.
had.
I wasn't there.
Okay.
Thank goodness I wasn't, but you know, that's what
This
I
is like,
heard.
yeah, okay. This is crazy theory. Like, I just had this theory one time. Is it possible that one of her dogs could have gotten out and maybe Summer ran down to the end of the road, her dog got loose and attacked her. And yes, I've brought this up before and people said there would be blood and this and that, but is it possible that they cleaned it up and then I don't know,
Um,
Josie's mom
I
came
don't
with
think
her red
so
truck and
because
took her?
Jody Sue said that Summer didn't die until that weekend.
Hmm.
How was she? How would she know when Summer died if she wasn't there? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I know
why
that's a
does law
crazy
enforcement?
theory, but
And why does law enforcement not say, "Come in, take a lie detectors test you and Andy"? I mean, we don't know if these accusations are
yes.
true or not, and it's our job to find out if they are. So you get in here and do this, right?
Uh, yeah. I just always wondered about that dog because they were always like the dogs are the key
Well,
I also heard that dog was taken out of there that day. I think I heard that on
you
another channel. I don't know.
the
It's
dog,
probably
the dog could have been the key. The dog could have been the one that alerted Jody Sue to, you know, alerted Jody Sue that something's going on our property. It might have been what
mm,
brought her out when she heard the scream, coming maybe possibly from her, possibly from. I'm gonna tell you, there's like 3 scenarios in this, right?
okay.
Maybe 4. One
Okay.
scenario is, you know, because her son did run off to the service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, if they had some kind of a cult going on, people's going to start flying away, right? Like Grandis and Andy and Andy's son, right? They're all flying away because they don't want to get in no trouble, right?
Yes.
Also, they're going to fly away. They're going to take off as well if the son, if JodiSue heard the scream coming from her cabin, she opens the door, finds something that, she don't want to really be seeing, but it's there. And Andy had to clean up the mess, right?
Yeah.
And that would
Wait.
justify why he was sitting there,
Wait, what happened that Andy had to clean up a mess? Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
I'm saying if JodiSue heard that scream coming out of her cabin, the so-called cabin, supposedly with her kids were laying in that day, hearing everything. Point being is, if she heard the scream coming out of there and walked in on her son doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing with the child, right?
Okay.
And this is just a scenario,
Of course.
my opinion.
Yep.
Doing something, then Andy would have had to clean that mess up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that would explain why the daughter said that he's talking to Bubs when he was right, and Bubs too. She said her brother, JodiSue didn't mention that Bubs was there when Andy was telling her and her daughter that shit, right? But the daughter did mention that the brother was there, Bubs. And could Andy have been jumping onto Bubs? I had to clean your shit up. I'm the last one to see this girl dead. You know how some people flip out on you, right?
Oh yeah.
And that would explain, him having that outburst, right? It was on the son, not on JodiSue or the daughter. They just happened to overhear what he's saying to the boy. I had to clean your fucking mess up, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's another scenario,
Yeah.
Or, like I said, JodiSue and her family, might just be tied in some way through Candace, doing Dawn a favor after Candace, accidentally did exactly what, law enforcement believes happened to Quentin, right?
That is a good point.
And didn't want to lose the rest of her family, so they make up a lie and cover it up. She didn't intentionally do it. It just happened, so there you go. You got that scenario as well. And you got the little freak Fred Hill down the road that keeps an eyeball, it seems like, and he already was up on the hill once when he thought Summer was in the pool, and he found out that Andy's older son was in the pool with her. He's thinking that this boy's thinking nasty things, but yet he has to be thinking nasty things to think someone else is thinking them, right?
How old's the boy?
Who?
That Summer was with, you said?
It was JodiSue's son.
Oh,
Bubs,
yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
that she supposedly was in the pool with that day. So now you got this old Fred Hill that's, got nastiness on his brain. And
or he knows through
and
like
he came up walking, if he came walking up there one time to see this baby, thinking this baby's, would he have been gone that day if Bubs wasn't there? Maybe did he get an opportunity, because he did say Candace was in his driveway at 4:30 looking for Summer. That's like 2 hours before police was even called. So,
that must have been on the 911 call when they said the mom went for a walk. Maybe what she was really doing was when she, she had messed up when she called and said, "Oh, I was out for a walk," or I was, must have been
no,
some
she
sort
didn't
of.
say that. That was not true. Donald's the one that called 911 and was saying that stuff, not Candace.
Oh, okay.
We haven't ever got to hear Candace's 911 call because they won't make it public. It became evidence. and
Right.
along with Hunter's phone has become evidence, and a lot of other things out of that house has became evidence as well. Some other electronics. So I don't know. I mean, but then again,
Yeah.
the oldest boy's clothes became evidence as well, right? The oldest
Yep.
son's clothes. So, you know, there's a lot going on in this case. And the thing is, you know, for law enforcement to have so much evidence and so many people making weird statements, they haven't got, it seems like shit, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, they keep telling us they got something solid. Well, if you got something solid, because Quentin's case, they said we got something solid, damn it, and they're about to act on it, right?
Yep.
Now, if Tennessee's got something solid, Mr. Ronnie Lawson, then you need to be doing what Georgia's over there doing and act on that shit, right?
Yeah.
And you should have been doing it within 2 weeks, not fucking 16 months.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, and you know, I think I got very probable cause to be upset. I think we all have probable cause to
Well,
be upset right now.
this case has touched the whole world, it seems like.
It has. Summer's case has touched the whole world, but Quentin's case has touched the whole world as well.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we've seen how Quentin's case,
Oh,
you know,
God.
has not just touched the world.
Mhm.
Quentin, you know, this beautiful little boy, you know, has
Yeah.
touched every last one of our hearts. But you know what has touched us even more? That he got the damn respect, the love, the kindness, the respect, and there goes his mama. That
Mhm.
he deserves, right?
Yeah.
He got the respect and everything. Law enforcement's like, oh hell no, not on our watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got it done. And I give them props. And like I said, they did it just like I've been screaming that it needs to be done from the get. Criminal. It's a criminal case from right now. We don't stomp all over the place. We do everything to make sure that these parents didn't do it first. And we branch out from there, right?
I agree with you 100%. That's the best. I feel like that's the best thing I've ever heard. That would just, like, you have a child, you're responsible for that child. We need to hold people accountable. If your
Amen.
child goes missing, it doesn't matter what you think may have happened. It's all stops. And that would just do so much. So that's an incredible thing to say.
You
Yeah.
know, I know how people's tempers can flare because, you know, I'm a normal human. I don't come from, you know, outer space or anything, right?
Right.
And, you know, once upon a time in my life, I didn't have, you know, I needed anger management, I'm sure, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all human,
I
dude.
mean, we all have tempers in this world, right?
Of course.
But at some point, you got to learn to control it. You
Yes.
have to learn to control it because you can seriously, you got to know when to have that temper and when not to, right?
Yes.
What I'm saying is you don't have that temper with with the people you love. You have that temper with the people that, you know, when that temper flares, it should be when someone's coming at you sideways. That ain't your blood. That ain't somebody you care about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And even if it
absolutely.
is someone that you super care about, they're coming at you sideways to really hurt you, then you got to do what you got to do, right? I
Yep.
say flare your temper and get it done.
Amen.
But you know, the thing is you don't do it with children. They're off limits when it comes to that shit, right?
Absolutely 100%.
I mean, you better have the patience of Mary when you're hanging around children.
Mm-hmm. Love and patience.
They don't deserve that shit. They do not. I mean, you got to know who deserves that shit and who don't, right?
Yes.
And you know, I don't say fly off with your mother because she told you to pick your shit up and get it in a basket. No, I mean, that's your mom, man. You know, what I'm saying is, you know, your mom should be able to,
Yeah.
your mother should be able to take a broom and smack the living shit up out of you, and you don't touch her because why? That's your mother. You don't go all sideways with your mom. That's your
Yeah.
mother. That's the woman that had you, raised you. You have damn respect, right? And you have
Yes.
respect for children.
Yep.
There are people in prison that have more respect than people out here, like this damn Lalani, right?
Yeah.
And when she gets in prison, she's going to find that out too.
Ooh-wee.
She's going to find it out.
She gonna find it and find out.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
Girl, they
God.
going to mess her ass up,
I
right?
hope so.
You know what she's in for.
Ooh, I
You
hope
know,
so.
you don't walk up in there. You don't walk up in there abusing a child, and you better not be abusing your parents, right?
Yes.
Nobody likes that shit.
Nope.
Because I'm going to tell you, the hardcore criminals, they love their mama and they love their children.
Yeah. It's just a line that
They
you don't.
might have done some
Oh.
bad shit, man, but you know, they die for their mom, they die for their kids.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. And they ain't going to look at you very good. You're a piece of shit in their eyes, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's over for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just what it is. And
Yeah.
I
They're gonna.
mean, you know, I know I went all hood there for a minute, but it's just what it is.
Time and a place.
Amen.
Yeah, these cases get us fired up because we care, and they're not even our kids. Like the Kylie Rodney case, I'm halfway across the country, and I could feel that from here. Quentin, I'm halfway across the country, but you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Summer, that you want justice for these babies.
I'm going to tell you, they're just so beautiful, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I took to Kylie's case because she reminded me so much of Summer as
Yeah.
a teenager, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's the only reason I picked up on it.
Yeah.
You know, I was led
Yeah.
to attracted and led to that case because of Summer.
Yeah.
Little Quentin, I'm going to tell you, the minute I seen this child, my heart was it. Your heart's gone, right? It's just gone
Yes.
for him. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's nothing you could do. Once you see him, he's just so
Oh God.
amazing, right? He's just
I
so amazing, and full of life, full of happiness, full of love,
oh,
and just God help the bastard that did this, right?
yeah.
God help him,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody else is gonna. I
Oh,
mean, I believe in giving mercy, man, but not where mercy isn't deserved.
yeah, agreed.
You know,
Yeah.
what
I
I'm
say,
saying is,
yeah.
you know, she had no mercy on this baby, and I'm giving her no mercy.
Yeah. I think after that's in God's hands, you know, once you cross a line like that, like he ain't getting any mercy from me. And if God wants to give you mercy,
Absolutely.
then I don't
I'm
know.
telling you, it's so. And yes, I so appreciate you putting that out, sweetheart. I so appreciate that. God bless. Welcome to Team Summer. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing that about the Kylie Rodney case that got me was just right from the beginning. Everything about it, including Summer. I'm like, what? Like what? Like right one thing after another, just nothing about it feels good. There's this underlying thing with these cases. And I think that's why it draws so much attention is because everybody gets fired up about it. They feel like we need to do something. We need to be the voice for them. And I really appreciate you guys for continuing it on and doing what you're doing. It's a really, really noble
And
thing and a good thing.
you know, I don't like to call myself a creator. Like I said, we only got one creator, and that's God Almighty, right?
That's right.
But us YouTubers, um, we pop up here for these children, but everyone in this chat is just as valuable as the person
Oh yes.
opening this YouTube up. They are,
Yeah.
they're just as valuable. We all
Oh yeah.
work together as one, especially on this channel. This
Yeah.
channel here is, this channel over here is, all American. It's freedom of speech, say what you want. I mean, unless you get real bad, then you get kicked out. But I mean, it takes a hell of a lot to get kicked out of here. We really respect, other people's opinions. We agree to disagree. At the end of the night, we hug it out and we come back, God willing, the next day. And we do it all again, right? Because we love these children, and that's what we're all here for. And over here, this panel belongs to the children, right? It belongs to Summer. It belongs to all these missing children. It don't belong to anyone else. We're put together for them, right? And it's all about them. And it makes me so angry when, I see people using these children. I see them using these children for clicks, likes, and views. I see them using these children, and then they tell the people in the chat, oh, you're timed out. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, get out of here. Goodbye. And be mean. No, no. Everyone is, every person in the world is valuable. They're not indisposable.
Oh yeah, this is so powerful. All these people in here talking, like they might know somebody that knows somebody that knows something about whatever. They're getting information, like keeping the word out there.
Exactly. And
so
we have,
powerful.
we have so many people that, so many people that come in here. So many people send me emails with so much information, upon different people. And we all have done, our parts, like the mods in here. I got the most awesome mods in the world. And I've been modding up more people here lately, because, so many people are, just willing to help this channel and, stepping up for it. And like, I've got people here that's been here from day one with us. And, it's, it's just amazing. It's amazing to, I got an email, and, I answered up back today from a lady, she was, hit me up, and I told her, it's emails like hers, she was out of kindness and everything. I got kicked off the other night. I got booted out. I was fighting to get back in. I had UFC was up here running the live, doing a great job, right? And I was fighting to get back into the live and everything. And she just, wrote, hey, which a few other people did as well. But she's like, we worried, and everything. And are you okay? And and I wrote her back, letting her know that, it's the kind people like her and everything that allows me to know everyone here, that God put this together. I mean, they're a reminder of why we're here every day,
Yeah.
And I really need those emails sometimes to keep going, I really do.
This is such a hard thing. That's why I have a lot of respect for you guys.
It is,
Crap and people crapping on you and doing this and doing that. And
well, the back chat sometimes back there can get some of the most ugliest things put in it. And and people, sometimes there'll be people come in and just be trolling and saying some of the ugliest things. And, it can really, after a while start to, wear on you to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? And, and you need those reminders. You need those reminders letting you know that, you got to keep going for these babies. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you got to keep it going. And so, I am so thankful. I am so thankful that, God does remind me all the time why we're here, through these beautiful people, that, that care so much to hit me up in my emails and show that love, caring, and kindness. I
Yeah,
just so thankful. I'm so thankful, and
yeah,
I do need that absolutely.
yeah. It's a beautiful thing. You guys have definitely inspired me, all of you guys, whether, you have your battles or this or that, but
And
it's it's
we're a real
inspirational.
family. We do. We fight like a real family. Just like
Yeah.
a real family. We fight
Yeah.
and we're still there for one another. We love one another, and we
Hmm.
care. We absolutely care. But most of all, we care about these children. We care about
Right.
these children, and we're going to be damned if we don't keep them in the spotlight and keep
Right.
reminding everyone who the real victims are until law enforcement gets something done with the cocksuckers that are doing this kind of stuff to these babies.
Yeah.
We want justice. We want
Yep.
justice because them babies deserve that. No one has a right to take anyone else's life. No one,
Yep.
especially a child,
And yeah, and
especially.
oh, you should be held 10 times more liable. I mean, there should be I don't even know how to say it. No excuses, no slack, no nothing. That is your responsibility, in my opinion.
You know, I personally think it should be, you know, I don't believe in the death penalty. I don't.
Hmm.
But I hate to say this.
Hmm.
I could if
Yeah. I know what you mean.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm
Tough
just be
easy.
honest. I could almost pull the plug on these kind of people myself.
Yep.
And that's the
Me too.
truth. That's the truth. I mean, I don't believe in the death penalty, but they might need to come out with a law that if you kill a child, it's automatic death
Yeah.
penalty. Don't give a
Yeah.
damn if it's an accident or not. Nobody cares if it's an accident or not. What I'm saying is if I'm not talking about,
Right.
the kid accidentally drowning in a swimming pool. That is an accident. A lot of kids drown in public pools, right? That
Yeah.
is an accident. An honest and I don't say give you anything for that because that's a
Right.
total accident. But what I'm saying is when you strike a child hard enough to kill it, yes, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Bye-bye.
Because you know something before you laid a hand out there that's a possibility. Matter of fact, you strike anyone, you're taking a risk of killing them. So if you want to take
That's,
that risk, it should be automatic first degree murder, right?
yeah.
Maybe
Especially a
people would
baby.
learn then to keep their hands off of one another.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just real hard for me to find mercy, especially in Quentin's situation because of everything that's come out. Um, about, I don't know a lot about it, but it doesn't sound like it was very good for that little boy. And in my
No,
opinion,
I think he
it's one
was
of
the
those.
whooping boy.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I think the older one got a lot of attention and love. I think the littlest one was getting quite a bit because she was with the daddy. I think Quentin was the whooping boy. And I think that she knew that mommy loved Quentin and grandpa seemed to love Quentin a lot. And she just strikes me as the type that, if he was out of the way, she might get more attention, right? I think for
Yeah.
some reason she didn't like this particular little boy.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And they did keep him in that play area quite a bit, right? With the gate
Jesus.
locked up on him. Um, it was terrible. I mean, I didn't hardly ever see this baby getting held and hugged and kissed, most of the time. And all those, he was in a high chair, all sitting over by himself. I mean, even at the party, his high chair wasn't at the table where everybody else was. It was way over somewhere else and all the other kids were at a picnic table, right? Why wasn't he pulled up to that picnic table? Why wasn't he
Right.
able to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
Fuck
little boy
that.
didn't want to sit over there all
I
by
mean,
himself.
yeah, they seem to just always have him all somewhere isolated, right?
Ugh,
And I don't understand that.
no, neither.
And I especially didn't understand this boyfriend sleeping on a sofa with him. You know, um, who in the hell lets some weirdo, who brings some guy in the
Mm.
house and lets him lay around with their kid that ain't even his?
Yeah, I wonder why
You
that
know,
was a thing. I
that's
wouldn't do
kind of
that.
weird too.
I'm very protective of my kid, though. Like, maybe her dad and me, but or her grampy, but some dude sure as hell. You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you something. I don't even bother to date because I'll tell you why. First time, and I know men. I know men very well because I got lots of family, and I see um their boyfriends or their old man that ain't the kid's dad speak down to them kids, like he has some authority to be saying some shit to them. And I see these cowered up moms that, you know, um
Oh, oh
act
yeah.
like it's okay, it's okay. Well, it's not in my sight, but it's okay in their sight because they want that dick more than they care about their kids, and you can see it. And I just call it like I see it. That's what I see. And I'm
Well,
going to
I've
tell
had
you
that
something.
happen.
First
Yeah.
time a guy said something to one of my kids, it would be fucking all bad, right?
Oh yeah, I've had
All
that happen.
bad.
I've dated, and this guy tried
And
telling my, yeah.
his ass would be going out in a hurry. He would be going out in a hurry and probably, and might need an ambulance if it got too bad. But so I'm just best off being smart enough to know, keep these fuckers the hell out of my house, right? I
Yeah.
don't need that shit. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I know, sooner or later my kids are going to be grown, they're going to be growed up. And at that time, they fend for themselves, maybe I'd be able to handle a relationship or something, but not now because I won't put up with that shit. Absolutely not. My kids come first, you know, and above all,
Yeah.
anything on this earth. I mean,
Me
God's the
too.
first in my life, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, but then it was my mother and my children. And no. I mean, you say something to my mom, I'd be on you like, you know, fucking
Oh yeah.
white on rice, right?
Yep.
And and just stay the hell away from my kids. You know what I'm saying? No, no one will speak to them any nasty ass way at all. You got something to address. You come and address me.
Mhm. That's right.
And I think every mother feels like that. But
Yep.
eventually, obviously, Leilani didn't, right?
Nope, not at all.
And that's what separates real mothers from incubators and women, right?
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Some people are just incubators. They're not a real mom, and
Incubators,
that's
I
just
like that.
sad.
Never heard that one before.
It's where they just have kids and throw them off on anybody else, and they don't want to take care of them themselves, right? They'll leave them
You know,
anywhere.
I almost wish that that was the case with Quentin, that she just would have said, "Here you go. I can't do this, or I don't want to do
She
this."
did. She did. That's why her mother had full custody of them, and
Mm,
and mommy brings her back in, right?
I
Mommy
guess
brings.
so.
I think Quentin had a beautiful home when it was just Billy Joe, her husband, her younger son, and the two boys, Quentin and his brother. I think it was a beautiful place to be, and that babysitter babysitting them. I think it was
Oh
nice,
yeah.
peaceful, very
Yep.
beautiful, right? And I think
Yes.
the minute that Billy Joe opened that door for Leilani, her boyfriend, and that new baby, all hell broke loose, right?
Yeah.
Came in there trying to take over that house, running it the way Leilani thought that, her and her old man was gonna, rule the roost in mommy's home now. And just do as they please. And they were doing as they pleased. And she started doing the reason she lost those kids in the first place, abusing them again, right?
Yep.
And she should have not ever been allowed to come in there and do anything. If she couldn't take care of the baby girl she just had, then Billy Joe should have called CPS. They're homeless. They can't pay shit. They're living out there. I'm worried about the baby, and got it moved to her as well, right?
Yes.
And told her daughter, until you get off the drugs, straighten your fucking ass up. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't give a damn if you rot in hell. You can get off those drugs. You could work a job, and you could, take care of your children like a million other people out there do every day, right?
Yeah.
But you don't want to do that. You want to lay in the gutter, so lay in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called tough love, man.
I wonder even if she was hurt, how it would have been, because I know people that have used. I mean, we all know somebody, but I don't know anybody that's used and done this.
Well,
personally, it's
most addicts don't have their children.
Yes.
And most addicts ain't allowed in their parents' homes. The parents don't let addicts into their home because that's why they're out of the home, right? Because they done ripped mom and dad off. They done, puked all over the place. They done laid around, making mom and dad worry if they're going to have to give them Narcan or not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they damn near done killed their fucking parents in 50 different ways to support their stupid habit and didn't give a damn about nobody but themselves. I mean, personally, if you're a drug user like that, you're a selfish, self-centered piece of shit anyway. Because if you really cared about other people, you wouldn't do those drugs, because you know how much it's going to hurt them as well as it's hurting you, right?
Yeah, and if
so you're non-caring,
and especially if you are somebody, because I know people that have done drugs, lost their kids, and now they're clean and they're doing really good, and because they were like, oh my God, this is what I'm doing. Like, I need to get better.
Drugs are like filet steak. If you ain't ever had it, you don't miss it, right?
Yeah.
Just don't ever have it.
Agreed. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. Alcohol and drugs, just say no. Say hell to the no. And if you meet somebody that does do it, they're not evenly yoked to you, get them the hell out of your life. Matter of fact, don't even let them in. But if you've already let them in, you find out they're doing that shit, get them out. They're not worth it. God's got something way better for you.
Amen.
Let those birds of a feather flock together. Stay away from them, right?
Truth. You're right.
And that's how you become a clean society again. That's how you become a clean society again. Because if people actually started having nothing to do with these people on drugs, because they're on drugs, shutting their doors to them and leaving them out there to rot, they would quit doing it, because they want to be like everybody else. They want to be accepted too. And also, the new generation coming up is going to see how these people are locked out of everywhere. Nobody wants nothing to do with them. And they're going to be like, I don't want to be like you. I want to fit in. I want to be with all the people that ain't doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get a clean society, right?
I don't let people around me that do that. It's toxic. You cannot help them. They have to want to help themselves,
if you let them around you, girl, all you're going to hear is, you got a few bucks, help me out.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want that? Do you want this? Do you want that? And they just want to sell it. Everything you give them, you buy them clothes. Where's your new clothes I just got you? Somebody else is wearing them because they needed the drugs, right?
Yeah.
You can't help them. You can't help them. People like that have to, nobody can help them but them. I mean, until they hit bottom, if they don't end up dead, until they hit bottom and actually need to help themselves, they don't care. They're users. Really
Mhm.
super. They spend everything of theirs on the shit and they spend everything of yours if you allow them. Stay away from those people. I mean,
Mhm.
their top priority is whatever substance they're addicted to, whether it be alcohol, drugs, whatever, and that, I mean, do we not learn from history where women went and, every Friday was payday, right? Whoop, whoop, the whistle went off. All the men ran and got their paychecks, right? And you had with these women standing outside of bars trying to get the money from the man before he spent it all in a bar, right? Because the babies, everybody, they was going to go hungry or they were going to be out on the street. But the landlord, I mean, these people had nothing. They had nothing because they had a piece of crap drinking it all down, right? Pissing it out.
Yep.
And, is that the life you want for your children? Is that the life you want for your family? Is that the type of person you want to be? Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. Get help, man. You got a problem like that, get help, get clean.
Now.
And no, you can't do it alone. Absolutely, you cannot do it alone. But if you want to do it, get God in your life because with God, all things are possible, right?
Mhm.
All things are possible. I mean, I hear so many people say, how they can't do things. Well, you ain't got God in your life, obviously, because if you had God in your life, you find out real fast that you could do anything you want to do. And then some,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm. It's true.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I don't think Leilani had God in her life. I don't like these people that run to God.
Right.
I
As
don't
a
like
show
people that
or
run to God just when things are, when the chips are down, they drop a brick on their foot and then they start praying. Why wasn't you praying before you dropped that brick on your foot? Maybe it wouldn't have fell on your foot, right? You ever
yeah.
think about that? They don't think about that.
Nope.
Because
Gotta
God
stay.
watches over his children. He watches over us. He makes sure that no bad happens, right?
Mhm.
No bad.
Mhm. And it's good energy to put out into the world and in your soul too.
Absolutely. And
Mm.
I know a lot of people, I know there is a God. I know there absolutely is positively a God above us. I know his son is with him. And I know the Holy Spirit is, here on the earth filling everyone that loves God and Jesus Christ. But I'm going to tell you, so say there wasn't. Say there wasn't, is the best way to live anyway, right? Best way to live is to tell the truth. The best way to live is to love and be loved, be kind and be treated kindly, to care and be cared about, right? That's the best
Yeah.
way to live anyhow. So why
People
is people
remember
not
it.
living it? Who the hell likes haters? I haven't ever liked a hater in my life, and I don't want to be a hater. Absolutely don't
Mhm.
want to be a hater, but who likes them? Nobody. Who
Nobody.
who likes troublemakers? Nobody. Who likes bullies? Nobody. Who likes crybabies that always feel like acting like they're the victim when you know damn well they're not? Nobody. So who wants to be like them? Not me.
Not me.
Nobody wants to be like them. So, like I said, it's the best way to live anyway, right? Is by them 10 commandments. By them 10 commandments, it's the best way to live anyway. And but like I said, I know there is a God above me, his son and the Holy Spirit within us that believe, that believe in God through his son Jesus Christ. Absolutely. And
Mhm.
many angels to watch over us all. And that should be respected, not expected, but respected. And we should
Mm.
treat each other with kindness and caring and love, but people don't. And and some people think that we should just lay down and take their crap, but I ain't going to do it. Not today.
Good for you.
And I don't think that these children should be taking it either. Leilani,
No.
abused them children. Her mother knew what kind of woman she had. When you talk to God, thank him for what you do have instead of asking for everything you don't have. Absolutely.
I like that.
Absolutely. You know, um, but it ain't about what you got, it's about who you got, man. And I'm gonna tell you that's worth more than anything else in the world, right? It's worth
Mm.
and people I hear people say, oh, I ain't got a lot of clothes. Well, you know what? Thank God you don't, because a lot of shit's hard to keep up with, right? It's hard to
Yeah.
keep up with. I mean, you know, I feel like a lot of things less is best, right? And
Sometimes. Yeah.
like all the people always got this want for materialistic stuff, and I understand. I understand because everybody wants a nice home, right? Everybody wants a nice living room suit. You don't want to be embarrassed with some holy up stuff in your house, of course, but you should take care of it. Like I have actually seen people, they get a new living room suit in 6 months, man, that thing looked like, wow, what happened, um because they didn't they didn't treat it with kindness. They didn't,
Right.
it was crazy, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, easy come, easy go, God send Sunday for some people, right? Not for me. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I make sure I take care of everything because, I don't got a lot, but what I do have, I take damn good care of it, right?
Yep. Yeah. It's really important to appreciate um and care about what you have, not your clothes, the people in your life, the ones around you. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Um, yes, Cribs, I had to get out of that camper because there was no way was going to get that smell out of there. Don't even get me started on the sweat stains across his bed. Oh, that's gross. Oh, shit.
Oh, good one.
I appreciate it. I seen Jess say at Molly Roberts laughing. I was like, what did Molly say? And I looked up and I'm like, oh wow. That is funny. Oh shoot.
How long it's been there?
I, I'm thankful for Jess. If I would have seen her laughing, I'd have missed that good one. God bless.
Is it in this? It's like a shape. It's like cut out like a shape. Sweat stain.
Grandis is hilarious. Candace is back on the hill waiting for Dawn to be released in a few weeks. Why is Candace not helping us look for her daughter if she thought she
Amen.
was truly abducted? We are still looking. Why isn't she? Oh, yeah. I'm gonna tell you why. I could have told you from day one because she already knew. I mean, I was there. I from the get, and I took notes. I took note. Nobody's handing out flyers. Nobody's out looking. I mean, nobody leaves it up to law enforcement to just get shit done, right? If your child's truly missing, you're going to be like, even if the law says we're going to put an ankle bracelet on you, make sure you stay out of this, you're going to still go out, right? You're going to cut that bitch off your leg, right? If you had to chew it off, it's coming off.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because you're going to be looking for your child, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, ain't nothing in this world going to keep you from getting out there looking for that baby, unless you already know where that baby is, right?
Amen.
And that is exactly what the wells were showing. And then the way they kept throwing shit out that I knew was, I actually was, I heard the detective say it's been cleared. No worry about that at all. And then it gets thrown out there and under the bus when they needed something. I'm like, nah, yeah, you motherfuckers are shady bastards. Where's Summer? Where is Summer? That's what I want to know. And yeah, just the worst. You don't even want to know how shady them bastards were. And I said, then, playing games, constantly playing games. I said, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? They're just laughing. I mean, they're freaking rolling. Sissy, it's funny. And I'm like, no, dude, really, that shit ain't. You got a missing child. Nothing's funny right now. Are you kidding me?
And then, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Then I thought it was awesome that they was going to go to the fair, right? I thought it was awesome that they would get all those people flyers, get their kids' name, and look for her.
Yeah.
Candace said, no, Sissy, no, it's not about her. This ain't about her.
It's man, I'm about her.
That bitch lost all my respect that day. Every bit of, if I would have had any, it was gone. It was all about her. Exactly. It was all about her. Man, I'm going to tell you, I wanted to go into tears hearing somebody say that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love to just miss this kid more than you motherfuckers do. And I'm not even his mother. I'm nothing to it. You know? And I care more about it than you do.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
Why the hell? What is wrong with you, Donald?
What is wrong with you, Candace? And they're not here. Like all these people in this chat, me just coming up here, you, we are here for, where are they?
I tried to get Candace to come up and support Summer. I begged her. I said, please, I'll pop up pictures and you tell us what you guys were doing at the time, what she was laughing about, why she was standing in that area, had she been running, did she want to be in the shade, or did that just happen to be the place you took the picture, because there's sunlight streaming through the trees, and how kids are. If a kid is, it's kind of cool outside, they'll stand in the sun. If it's they've been running around, in the sun shining, they'll get in the shade, where it's a little cooler. And I told her, I said, why don't you come up and just, talk about her? Let me show her pictures and you talk about, the adventures and the things and, how she was laughing that day, or, some of her pictures, she didn't look happy. You tell, what she was wanting or what the little spat was, as to why she was, acting like that. Like one time she was sitting in a chair and didn't seem happy at all. And another time she's something about a kitty cat and she was looking really sad. And I asked Candace, but then a lot of times I seen her where she's smiling, she's happy, sometimes running, but where were you guys at this time? Candace didn't want to come up and talk about her, she didn't want to support her. I did get her on panel to talk about Summer a little bit, and JodiSue, because JodiSue was acting out, and I thought Candace should come out and explain what JodiSue's fucking problem was, you know?
PG, you
And
wouldn't be able to get rid of me if my daughter was missing. I would be recruiting all of you all.
amen. Amen. And let me tell you something. We'd be calling law enforcement. We'd be giving them all the hell we could give them. We'd want to know, you know, we would gather up if it, you know, it's okay with you. We'd gather together and hand out flyers all over the place. You know, if people couldn't be there where you're at, they'd be handing them out in the states that they're in. Absolutely. You know, we beat Army for your child.
Yeah, and
Absolutely, we
she
would.
had that. She had an army, her end on
Yeah.
at their fingertips.
Yes. And, you know, if Don and Candace would have called on that army, so law enforcement stick it up your ass, this is our property, and called on everybody, they'd have been out there. They'd have been hundreds
Oh my God.
of people out
Thousands.
there going through them woods. If we had to tie ropes to each other's asses, we'd have been out there doing it, right?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, but they didn't want none of that because, you know, because their daughter wasn't truly missing, in my opinion. Absolutely not. I mean, what I'm saying is we all from the get pretty much understood what happened to Quentin, right? And we all pretty much understand what happened to Summer. What I'm saying is, you know, sometimes it just tells its own story, right? By the lie that the mother told. When I heard the doors open, somebody took my kid, and I looked at the pictures of the inside of the house and the door. I said, bullshit. Bull fucking shit, hon. You're lying. And she was, right?
Minute for the minute.
And the same way with Candace. 2 minutes, I said, bitch, you're lying. She went down the basement, but she asked her brother first, and Donald done clarified she was scared of the basement. I knew she didn't go down there. And then when Candace didn't know if the door was open or not, I knew that bitch didn't go out that door or anything else. She just, because she already knew what happened, she just went in the basement for the, you know, to brainwash the boys like she really was looking for their sister when she really wasn't. And she comes back up after, you know, standing at the spot on the stairs for a few minutes. She came back up and asked the boys, you know, see how much, to question them, see how much they knew, so she could feel if she was in the clear or not, where they were at and what they seen and heard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I figured that shit out within seconds. I mean, it is what it is. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that shit out.
Right.
And, you know, and I still call it like I seen it, you know. I don't know what happened to Summer, but I'm sure that Candace does. Now, was it something that she's scared of people and afraid to speak up upon? Possibility. Did she do it herself? Possibility. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm damn sure she does. And that's
yeah.
the truth.
Yep. I feel
You
that
know?
way too. Yeah. I've just never seen anything like it in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, if my daughter was missing, I'm just trying to think my perspective. It didn't matter what anybody else was talking about. If I was on a panel with all these people watching me on all these channels, you best believe that would be the topic of conversation at all times.
Right.
So
Yeah, she did. She did. Yes, she told so many lies when she was up there, right? She fucked up and told the time zone of when, you know, when she really did come out of that driveway. And, you know, I'm sure that helped law enforcement a lot. And, you know, and she even admitted that JodiSue was there as well. And you know, if you take all the pieces and put them together, you pretty much know whatever went down. It was, you know, whether Candace did it or not, the people across the road had a hand in helping cover it up. And if they did it, then Candace has full knowledge of what happened there as well. And, you know, either scared to death to tell or, you know, getting something out of not telling. Whether it's money, like I said, Andy was at that house the night before Don went to jail. Andy was there, I know, because I was talking to Donald, and Andy was there at the house. So, you know, probably reminding Donald, keep his mouth shut in jail, right?
Oh yeah, stay tough, buddy. Stay the course.
Exactly.
Oh, you ain't gonna worry
So,
about me. I ain't gonna say nothing.
you know, what other reason would he have to be there? I mean, it wasn't like Donald's gonna buy some drugs. That Donald's gonna buy any drugs due to the fact that, you know, they're gonna drug test him, right? And he's gonna get no more anyway. But, you know, it
Dried right
definitely
out.
wasn't. I mean, why did he need drugs the day before he goes to jail? He's looking, you know, gonna get
But
sober
even,
real quick.
I don't know. Even still, like, just doesn't add up.
Right. It don't. Absolutely. But anyway, 16 months. It's 16 months into all of this. And JodiSue comes out with her death box now, right? Her fucking death box. And some I wanted to make jewelry. It's perfectly normal. No, it's not. It's not. And this just shows how fucking more creepy and damn weird she is, right?
Could you go into detail a little bit about that? Because I didn't hear like any of that. I just wondered if you could explain that situation a little, if that'd be okay.
Well, she has this death box, or maybe boxes, in her yard. What she supposedly seen it on TV or something. Anyway, she gets Andy, goes out, gets, you know, roadkill like deers or whatever. She wants to throw it in this death box to let its meat all rot off of it so that she can, you know, play Freddie Flintstone and roll the bones up in her fucking hair or something, or sell them on the internet. I don't know. Freaking just weird, right? She wants to make, you know, bone jewelry to hang from people's ears and whatever. I mean, you know, it sounds like some Freddie Flintstone shit to me, right?
I mean, I'm a country girl, but I have never, I don't know, I've never heard of that in my entire life.
There
My
is
dad,
people.
yeah, okay, go ahead.
There is people
Like a death
that
box, like what?
no, you don't. That's not fucking normal at all. There is people at taxidermists, or, you know, people that that take animals, like the ones that, you know, you get the deer heads. They preserve birds and things. You know, I think it's kind of fucking creepy and weird to do shit like that.
Yeah,
Myself, I'm speaking for PG.
right.
I don't want some dead animal sitting around my house that's been stuffed. I'm sorry. No, I don't. You know, yeah, I don't want to come home and, you know, and pat Fifi, the, you know, the freaking poodle on the head that's all stuffed up and preserved after death. That's freaking creepy. But, you know, what I'm saying is, you know, this is some, you know, that's some freaking, you know, the Adams family shit, right?
Yeah, my
And,
dad, yeah, go ahead.
just creepy weird. But what I'm saying is there's people that go to school, you know, they go, they get an education in this stuff so they can do it, right?
Yeah,
JodiSue ain't got no education in that shit. But
no.
for some reason, she's going to get a big ass deer, throw it in a fucking death box, and try to make jewelry out of it. Okay.
Well, I mean, I have like my dad was a deer hunter, so and he had friends that were like Indians and stuff like that, but they would make jewelry out of the bones and this and that. But I've never in my entire life heard of putting them in a box or in the front yard. So
she's a Betty and Barney type thing. I don't know.
I don't either.
You know, she probably come on live with a big bone wrapped in her hair, right? Fucking creepy.
Pebbles.
But
Bam bam.
yeah, did she want more jewelry out of summer? I don't know. I mean,
Oh
it's
God.
yeah,
Oh wow, I
I
never
don't
even thought of
know.
it like that.
Yeah,
that's
it does. It sounds satanic if you ask me.
yeah.
Absolutely. Exactly. Who's going to wear bone jewelry? It's disgusting. I mean, I do know that, people, I do know people have like, a
Shark
deer
teeth.
head in their house or whatever. And it's like, get that the hell out of here.
That's
He's
how I
looking
grew
at
up.
you. It's weird. But, I grew up with shotguns over the mantle. Absolutely. And I knew better than to touch them too, right?
Me too.
You didn't touch anything without permission.
Nope.
And so I mean,
But I guess the point I don't know. I can get the jewelry because, like I said, I have friends that are Indian and this and that, but and they make some pretty cool stuff. But they don't put boxes in their front yard and let animals rot. And like I said,
when
I don't know, dude.
like Indians usually make jewelry like like kind of like bead necklaces,
Yeah,
and a lot of their jewelry is made out of stone, like rocks and stones and things like that. Not so much bones, but
yeah,
rocks and stones and different,
that's true. You're right. I'm trying to think what you would do with bone jewelry. Trying to be open-minded here.
I've only seen bone stuff on like Pretty Flintstone, right?
Yeah,
Whereas they wrap their hair up in it, they got a big bone sticking out of
or
their
shark teeth or something.
hair, or they got these freaking bone earrings.
Yeah, I guess you're right now that I think about it.
It's just some this is a cartoon, JodiSue, not fucking real life. It's just, and it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be funny to see them in that stuff. Not okay. You want people to laugh at you? That's crazy. But I don't know. I mean, and a deer bone. I mean, do you know how long a deer's leg is?
I like
mean,
that.
what the hell are you going to do? Twist that around your fucking neck? Are you kidding me?
You see that girl's comment? It says, "I live in the country. I have never once thought to myself, let me go get a bone box.
Yeah.
Scrape up some roadkill." That's funny.
Oh my gosh. It's just like,
she's got a point.
and she's like, and then we just heard her, she's like it's not weird or abnormal. Yes, it is. That's sick. It's disgusting. What the hell you talking about? Like, it's not unusual. I think it is. I mean, lady, I'm from the country and I've been in a lot of backyards and I ain't never seen a fucking a death box. Oh, what is this, Grandma? Oh, that's the death box, honey.
Now that I think about it, like, I just heard it. I'm like, wait, what?
Next time you go past some roadkill, could you pick it up and bring it home, please? I
Yeah,
ain't never heard that shit.
Let me get my shovel, darling. Hold on.
Yeah. Let's not forget the shovel, Grandpa. Grandma's got that death box she needs filled up. What the hell? That's crazy. And what I'm saying is these people are super freaking weird. And the language you're using, the language they're using, I know for a fact, the language they're using is occult language. Because the death box ain't nothing but a fucking coffin. Why didn't you just say coffin, man? You know?
And why is the death box?
Because they want to try to take the edge off of it. Oh, it's easier to just call it a death box. Nah,
And,
that's weird.
yeah, now that I think about it, my dad was a hunter, but he never said, "Oh, let's go drag the deer out of the woods and put it in the death box." Or
No, they
yeah,
said,
you're
you know,
right.
let's drag this deer home, man, and you
Put
know,
it.
well, you drag any roadkill, anything that's been killed abnormally, ripped up and
Well,
tore apart. You
we
don't bring
shoot
it
it. We
home,
wouldn't.
right?
Yeah, we wouldn't
Because
find it.
it'll
Yeah.
poison your ass. But if you go deer hunting, you drag that thing home, and you know, and do what you got to do to put it in a freezer. You know what I'm
Possibly.
saying?
Yeah, you bring it to the butcher, but we'd shoot
You
our
know.
deer. We didn't find them on
Oh,
the side of the
I've seen
road.
people be their own butcher.
Yes, yeah. My dad used
You
to do that
know,
on the kitchen table. Yeah.
I absolutely seen them be their own butcher. I mean,
What?
you know,
But then nothing
I
was called a
remember
death box.
when, you know, they bring fish home and spread out the newspaper and, you know, whack off their heads and, you know, clean them. And next thing you know, they're in the frying pan, right?
Yeah,
And,
nutrition.
and it's
Yes.
the same way with that deer. I mean, they bring it home and, you know, and, hang it upside down from the tree, let it
Right.
drain, you know, and then they do what it takes to get it done. And
Right.
you know, so I'm not trying to gross anyone out. Could be a trigger warning for some people,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah, you know, it is what it is. I mean, just like a chicken, you got to chase it around the damn yard, catch the damn thing, wring its neck, right? And so you have chicken for dinner. It is what it is. I mean, it could take a long time to pluck all them damn feathers, right? But
Oh,
you got to eat, and it ain't hard to do if you're hungry.
I
So
guess there's one girl that has a choker, which is interesting. Maybe there are some things made out of bone, but they don't. I don't know if they put them in a death box too. So maybe it's the language that we should focus on. I guess PG, the weird way she states things is kind of true.
she does that with a lot of things, and you know, um, Andy's trying to say, oh, she's not, you know, she's not weird like that. But man, when you're going up in the fucking woods, telling people to meet up with you, and these people already know who they're supposed to be there, and you know, and you're lying and using some other excuses, you know, to be up there doing what you're doing, you know, like people ain't got no brain,
Mm.
you know, and you talk the way JodiSue talks.
Also, what
Um,
is she doing with her? I don't see her using her panel to go out, and she's always telling us to spread the word and share Summer's picture. I don't see her doing that.
she don't do anything. She doesn't. I'm going to tell you, because I've kept watch from day one on Summer's case. And trust me, I've been around to lots of the different creators, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you right now, Tiffany, I give her props. I give her props. She, I believe she loves Summer. Yes, I do. I do believe she does. And she's tried with everything she could to
Yeah.
keep Summer out there.
Mm-hmm.
Even I don't care much for AB, but I think he truly, truly cared about this little girl. For a man, I think he truly cared about this little girl. Absolutely. And I know here we definitely we care about Summer as well. I have seen, some channels that, yes, they stand, they stand for these children. Molly, go lightly. I know a lot of people don't like. I like Molly. I think
Yeah.
she'd absolutely love Summer.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know,
Molly's got a good heart.
Blowhorn Betty the same way. A lot of people don't like. You know, it's Bullhorn Betty, but for some reason, I guess I picked up the blow.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point being is, you can tell she really, cares about Summer as well.
Oh yeah, she's
And she
out there
cares about
everywhere.
Quentin. She loves Quentin. She was
Oh
up
yes.
there, and her and Dolly. And I know a lot of people's
Yep.
giving them shit, but
You
then
got to
you
give
know
credit where
something?
it's due, man. You
More
do.
people need to step up for these children. Absolutely. We all need to be doing what we can
Like,
do for
yes.
these kids.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And, you know, um, and that means a lot of work, right? That means keeping up with all the news, keeping up with everything, keeping a watch on these people, making phone calls, trying to talk to anybody you can, babysitters, other people in the residence around there, the
Yep.
people that the actual people in that household. If you can get a hold of them, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, and if
Mm.
they ask you not to, to not give out their information and stuff, or if it's just between, a you and me phone call, then you respect that and you keep it between you and them. I've had people do that to me. They give me information and stuff, but they don't want me bringing it out. They don't want me to play in their stuff.
Mhm.
So, um, and I respect that. I'm not the type to say when I hang up, "Oh, I'm going to play your stuff." No, I won't. I will not do that.
Right.
Um, I am good to my word because
Mhm.
I am a Christian. I do believe in God Almighty,
Mhm.
and I don't worry about humans. I worry about God because He seen me make that promise, and I better be keeping it, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you don't want to burn
anyway,
bridges. Yeah.
absolutely not. But it's a lot of work to do it, and a
Mhm.
whole lot of us are doing it.
Mhm.
But I also know there's a lot that ain't. I know there's a lot that are doing it for clicks, likes, and views for all they can get, sucking it for as long as they can, and it
And
pisses
putting up
me off.
false narratives too, and that's what really gets me. It's
Oh, and they get victims on their panel. They get these not victims, but the suspects on their panel, and they get this suspect on their panel, and they will, like for instance, Justice for All. And yeah, I will call him out. I don't give a damn. He had Jose up there. He could have asked Jose some tough questions. He could have got a lot more information out of Jose about um, times, where, when, how, why, all kinds of things he could have got. He could have got extra information about what was going on up there, but he didn't. He didn't get that extra information. I lost her. But he didn't get all that extra information. Absolutely not at all. Did he get that extra information? Did he? No. Actually, he was telling Jose, you know, don't say that, don't say that. And I played that on my own live. I let everybody see how he was shutting him up. No, you let that guy talk. He's a suspect. You let his ass talk, right? We don't know what happened up there, and we don't know if Jose was there or not. So let's let him talk. But they coddle this person and, and lead them and everything else. And then we don't get the information we need. And that pisses me off. Oh, it's all right, girl. I sent a link if you wanted to come back up. If not, that's good. Um, but absolutely. Um, you know, and we've seen the same thing with Don Wells and Cher, right? And Don Wells and Candace and them with Benny. And and it just sickens the fuck out of me. And these people ain't looking to find Summer. They're looking to just have them click likes, views, get all the fucking people they can, money they can, and that was it. And I don't even give a shit for people like that. I don't care. And just like Cher, I understand was over there jumping the babysitter, right? No, you don't jump the what did the babysitter do? She didn't do a damn thing. So why are you attacking her? Why aren't you attacking the very person at the core of all of this, the number one fucking suspect in the eyes of the law? instead of the babysitter, right? Man, you need to get your priorities straight. Right? She wants to sit over there like, oh, well, she blocked it. No, I doubt if the babysitter is even in your fucking chat. Anything for your little click, likes, and views to lead people on and fuck everything up, right? The same way you did Summer's case. And don't say she didn't, because I fucking sit there and I know she did. So, it is what it is. I have nothing for people like that. Absolutely not. I believe Summer's case could have been solved a lot sooner if these people would have just, would have asked the hard questions and did what it took to get the information instead of sitting there and, trying to stretch it out for all they could get. And that's exactly what the hell they did. Well, we're 16 months stretched out now, right? And this baby deserved better. She deserved better. I hope I hope whatever y'all got you whatever you wanted and you needed at the time. I hope you enjoyed it. Because hell is hot and God knows what the hell you were doing. You had no mercy on this little girl and her being found, and I don't have no fucking mercy on you. You could kiss the backside of PG's ass. That's what you can do. I'm sick of that shit. I'm tired of watching it, right? These children need people that's going to really love them, really care about them, and really try to do all they can to help them be found and got justice for, right? That's what they need. And if you can't do that, then you have no damn business being out here. This ain't a money fucking maker. This is serious shit. And if you ain't here for the right reason, then you need to hit the fucking road. That's what I got to say. It just is what it is. And, and that is why PG ain't in high demand. I'm not in high demand because you know what? I'm not going to lie to everybody. I'm not going to, pull the bullshit stunts that these people pull. I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm for these fucking suspects when I'm not. I can't do that. I can't do it. I am for these children. And I want these children and God and everyone else to know it. Like I said, I don't worry about humans. I worry about God. He knows why I'm here. And it's for those babies. It's for these children. I love these kids. They touch all of our hearts. And we don't want nothing but them to be found. And the fuckers that did this brought to justice, right? That's what we want. Nothing more, nothing less. And it just sickens you to see some people mess the case up like Summers. Where we're 16 months down the road, still looking for her when she should have already been found, and I believe would have had people stuck to her case, kept her in the light, and pushed law enforcement to do what needed to be done from day one. And that didn't get done. And I am truly sorry that it didn't. And we have to change the law. We've got to have this handled a whole different way. And that way is the way Quentin's case was handled. Criminal case from the start. No evidence fucked up. And the parents checked out first, right? It's what needs to be done. And I think every time we'd end up getting a lot more people put in prison for what they're doing to these kids. A lot less people would be getting away with this shit, right? Just like Leilani, she's going to jail. She's absolutely going to be prosecuted. And that's my opinion. But I know she is. Law enforcement's done said it. And, you know, and I believe Candace should have also. Yes, we do, Molly. We do, because we haven't heard something in so long. We really need to start inquiring again, right? He needs to give us an update. He needs to give us an update. It's just too long. And we deserve that. If we could still be out here fighting like this, then his ass needs to stand up. His ass needs to stand up and fight too, right? And let us know. He's the one that said they can handle it. Well, by God, we want to know what the hell they're handling, right? We've complied with them. Now they need to comply with us. That's only fair. All right. Anyway, I've had my say in the whole matter, you know, and trust me, I will lay down and sleep just damn fine. I would lay down and sleep just damn fine, because I know the reason I'm here is righteousness. I know everybody in this chat's righteousness. We're all righteous. We're here for these children, and we have been from day one. From the start of all of this, we've been here for the babies. Everyone we've covered, we was for it because it is the victim. Let us not ever forget who the real victims are, and quit feeling sorry for these fucking suspects. They deserve nothing except what they get by the court of law, right? Absolutely. So, as I ask every night, please, please, please keep them prayers going up for Summer. She has not been found. She needs to be found. She needs to be brought home, and she needs to get justice. And until she does, we will be fighting for her, right? We will keep her in the spotlight, and we will keep fighting for her. Absolutely. We have a lot of questions, and I think it's time that, that the law starts answering them. They need to, because, you know, we have the right to know, right? We have the right to know. And keep those prayers going up for little baby Quentin. Keep them going up for him and the law enforcement that's so beautiful, that worked so hard and came so far in only not even 2 weeks. 2 weeks and they bagged it, right? They got it all in the bag. I mean, that was quick. That was very quick, and I'm so appreciative of them and what they've done. I just wish it could have been done for Summer as well. That's disheartening. So, but what's really, really sad is the fact that these babies had to go through any of this at all, right? That's the saddest part. The saddest part. Especially this little boy, who we know for sure got just thrown out like garbage. Who the fuck does that? Who does that? And I'm sure the Wells ain't much better. I'm sure they ain't much better. It's disgusting, right? It's disgusting. And absolutely disgusting. Heartbreaking and disgusting is what it is. And I'm tired of being disheartened over all these missing kids. It's time we get up a petition and we get the laws stiffer and we get them changed. Like I said, we need it across across the board, every state where it's criminal investigation first upon the people in the house it came up missing in, right? Absolutely. You know, we got to get it done. Anyway, as I said, keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for one another. Sweet Norway. Tennessee Shine. I ain't seen her in here in a while. Keep those prayers going up for all the people that need them. I know a lot of people need them. Especially, we always praying for these families to have angels wrap their arms around and get them through all this hard times. Well, I'm going to pray that everybody here has angels wrapping their arms around, because you guys need somebody to watch over you and get you through all of this as well. You're just as affected as anyone else in all of this. So I pray that, you guys find some peace as well. All right, everybody. God bless. Good night. Much, much love to everyone. I'm going to play Summer's song out of here. She's got a new video. Please stay for it. Throw up those purple hearts. Today was 16 months. So show your support by putting up them purple hearts as her song plays out. God bless. Good night, everyone. Good night. Much love. Summer, I just want to let you know we're going to always keep that candle burning, hon. We're going to keep it burning until we bring you home. Get justice for whatever happened to you. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen, right? Amen. Candace, you're a piece of shit. Good night, everybody.